Los Angeles, California.
What's up, everybody? How's it going tonight? What's up, King J? Oh, the old reliable. Here we go. Yeah. I love the tech. Love the tech. What's good, man? What's up, one day at a time? Shmeesh. That's right, Shmeesh. What's up, Data Dev? What's up, Frank White? Got a new picture there, huh? What's up, Zatu? Gray Knight. Tam Tam, how you doing? What's up, Alan? How you doing? What's up, Deerslayer? What's up, Moon Mutt? You feeling wolfish today? Nice. That's right. Telegram is at St. Wolf Vision. What's up? Smash like and subscribe. What's up, Andrew? What's up, PulseChain MP? What's up, Jesse Jonas? Yeah, good to see you. It's been a second. What's up, Drew? How are you? What's up, Bud P? That music, chat, one day at a time doesn't know what that is. I'm shocked. What's up, Crypto and Coffee? Hey, man, I saw your post on X. Thank you. I appreciated that message you sent. That was cool. That's right, Paul Sachs, Electric Field, MGMT Management. Heck yeah. What's up, Love Matters? What's up, Anthony? That's a good 12 notes. What's up, Pulse Jiu-Jitsu? With Fast Abdul. Tripod. How's it going? What's up, Gray Knight? What's up, Salty Dog? What's up, Ovidian? Tam Tam. Tam Tam says, hit the like button, my lovelies. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Bright Light? Gray Knight, Techno Babble. Steeman Freeman. and DeFi Crypto Alliance. What's up, Corey Geary? How are you, brother? How are you? Yo, I'm going to kick the Zoom link for the show in the Telegram. I'm going to put it in right now. Oh. Man, it is pouring cats and dogs outside. It is crazy tonight. Fall is kicking in. Today I was walking. Leaves were pouring off the trees already. I was kind of bummed, to be totally honest. I was very bummed. All right, let's see, put it in the pub too, why not? To the man. What's up, Grill? What's up, Salty Dog? Expedition, how are you? It's Armando Corral. How's it going? Yeah. It's humid and hot in Warsaw. Okay, just like it is here. I mean, it's pouring rain, but it's pretty humid right now too. It's kind of humid and hot, I guess. All right, what's this button do? Okay. Oh, yeah. What's up? Shout out to the PulseChain community. You guys are amazing. Shout out to everybody on X tonight. Who's worried about this bull run? Are a lot of people worried? It seems like a lot of people were worried when I was on X. Who's worried? Chat, are you guys worried? Who's worried out there? Yo, back from the gym. Yeah, I was there this morning. Claudia, come back to sunny SoCal. You know, I don't miss a thing. I really don't. I really love it here. I really do. I do miss the sunshine, a little bit of sunshine. Summer's already over. I'm bummed. But it is beautiful here. What's up, Drew? Well, Shane MP. Just waiting. You're not worried? Don't feel anything anymore? No, you don't want to go to apathy. Apathy's never good. Apathy's never a good thing. Let's start with, you guys want to see something funny? Hey. Uh-oh. Yo, what's up, my brother? How are you? Let's kick you in here. I'm good. Good to see you. Okay, you want me to wait? Oh, too late.
It's all good. I'll whip something up.
This button. Yeah, how you doing, Fast?
What's going on? Big crypto day?
Yeah. A lot of people seemed a little worried, but I don't know. Are you worried? Are you concerned about the market right now?
I'm not. There's so many like behind the scenes stuff happening that you know, clearly it's meant to pump as soon as all the rich douches let their friends in.
Do you want me to give you a green screen?
Sure, if you got one handy.
I got one laying around, but let's see. I used to be able to kick you in pretty easy. I don't know why it's not working right now. Still got one for you. It's not loading for some reason here. Oh, that's weird. Hello. Oh, that's weird. Oh yeah, it's not giving you the backdrop today. I don't know why.
Like, don't worry about it. Green is fine, and I'll figure something out.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there I am.
Oh, I had to turn
Sweet.
this knob over here. Oh, cool. Now you got the same. You got the show background in there. I don't know.
Yeah. We're in the same room.
It's funny. I randomly clicked on one just to see if it was working, and it went to that one. Let's leave that up for a second here. The meeting is being live streamed. Oh, thank you, Zoom. Appreciate that. This is really funny. I don't know why. We'll just play this. Get some.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
They show the B camera in 1 second. So this was the actual footage.
Millions of free child place holidays available, with 22 kilograms of baggage included.
Girls are too heavy.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And
It's
right
ridiculous.
now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
It's like when the guys in Turkey, they do the ice cream thing, and you're like,
We've
guys,
got
it's not
millions
necessary.
of free
This
child
guy was
place
just doing way
holidays
too much.
available, with 22 kilograms of baggage included.
He's definitely on something. 100%. 100%. All right, we'll start with a little bit of the robots. The cyborgs are back. They are taking over. Apparently this one's walking without cameras. Pretty amazing. Let's see what else we got. Spider. Why the music? I got better music. This is like the MMA one. That thing's dangerous. I actually haven't seen all these yet. Has anyone seen these in the city? Like, I don't know, some of you guys that are in Santa Monica, are these really hitting the streets?
Seems like a Chinese only thing.
Or are they only in China? Yeah.
Most of the videos I've seen look pretty Chinese. I've seen them like playing soccer and stuff, but yeah, I'm not. Terminator 2 is not happening anytime soon. Like, they don't seem that agile or functional.
Oh man, 2 more years.
然后这个这上面深得单边是比较好的，对吧？还有就是你们的腿都忘了吗？你说完怎么出腿？不是，出腿的时候一个是中线
Not that scary yet.
是吧？第二个是，是吧？所以说，哎，对，2、1，开
I'd
始
be。worried about a malfunction.
对，这个单边了吗？是吧？OK， 双方选手
Just took that one out.
不用管他。对，你别动。我这张是大的，我这张确实大。
我的妈！
People clearly like the concept
没事
of
吧？
the robot with arms and legs, but like probably it'd be better to make one without arms and legs that has some other function.
Without arms. This one's, that is not a perfect, oh, that, what? She volunteered for this? This one's AI. It's gotta be AI.
Yeah, for sure.
She does not quite look real. That's not real. This one looks pretty real.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't bartend anymore. I'd be out of a job, huh? Oh my God.
I'm thinking the robots are going to get the big tips.
They're not, you don't have to tip them. I'm sure it's probably not the best camera footage. Okay. Now it's just like, oh, you know what's coming next. It's going to be robot porn probably, right?
Laundry every day. What do you guys think?
Right now they're doing laundry. I know what's coming next. They'll have 2 robots.
I've already seen like videos where they have like a skin job on top of the the robot, right?
Really?
So,
All right.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, think of they could just take what you have there, make it adult size, and then put like whatever latex on it. That's not the hard part.
That's not even the hard part.
That's what she said.
Oh no. Hey, robots can stay hard for a long time, huh? We'll be out of jobs. We'll be out of jobs soon too.
Indeed. Oh well.
Can you go
Get it
longer
while
than
the
30
getting's good.
seconds? Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Who needs longer than that anyway? If you know what you're doing. Maybe 7 minutes. 7 minutes is good.
All right, this is cool, man. This guy explains how much you need to be able to purchase the most expensive yacht for sale in the world. And I thought what was really interesting about it and why it caught my attention is the price for this yacht is $369 million. All right, $369 million yacht. And I thought, you know what? This is probably our kind of yacht. So let's see if we can get this. Let's see at the end of this bull run if we can actually afford this. Maybe we can pitch in. A few of us can go in. $369 million. All right, check it out. Here's how this works.
To comfortably afford the most expensive yacht for sale. This is Oppo and she's listed for $369 million. Down payment $73.8 million. Monthly payment $2.58 million. Crew $7 million. Fuel $500K. Dockage and port fees $1 million. Food $1 million. Capri Suns $15K. Insurance $5 million. Maintenance and repairs $35 million. That brings total cost to $81 million. To comfortably afford this yacht, you need to make $810 million per year.
If you've been waiting for that sign to buy a boat, this message is that perfect sign to buy that boat.
This is how much you need to make to comfortably afford the most $55 million. That brings total cost to $81 million. To comfortably afford this yacht, you need to make $810 million per year.
If you've been waiting for that,
I mean, I don't know if it sells. What if? I mean, I guess the Heartman could buy it, right?
Well, he definitely has enough to buy it, and then some of those fees this guy mentioned, like the cost per year, were the loan payments on it, right? So you take that out. But the sack wallet when he hits it hits like 6K is going to have $1 billion in it. So I would like him to do something else with that money. But in theory, he could buy that yacht with $1 billion being $1,000 million. He could afford it.
So Eric Wall wants his money back. Hivid made a bet with him, and she's lost the bet, and he's waiting to get paid.
Yeah.
So he's a little frustrated. Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
KDP too.
How much does she owe him? What is it?
I haven't kept track.
It's
It's,
like 50,000?
like
No, it's 50,000.
50,000, 100,000, something like that.
Chad, how much does she owe him? What the hell is this? So
I'm not really in favor of his activity. Like he's a smart guy. The way like that betting on this kind of stuff works is like the guy who bets low is much more likely to win, just statistically, right?
Right. Let's see.
So for him to say something's not going to go above this point by this time, it's a much easier bet. He surely understood that, and now he's.
Okay. She owes him $110,000, and she has only paid $100 of that so far. So she is starting to pay for it. That's good.
Yeah, I'm thinking she wants her bags to go up before she pays, right?
Yeah, I hope so. But that's not how a bet works, right? So, but yeah, he'll get paid eventually for sure. So compounding memes is front running the tablet marketing, and he's been making his own PulseChain marketing.
Oh, good.
Now, are these actually bag holders of PulseChain, or are these AIs, Fast Abdul, or friends of his or hers?
Probably it's something that's being delivered in the mail, I would think. If you buy PulseChain, that gets delivered to you.
I see.
It's a marketing thing, right? Yeah.
Some people are
she
not.
She comes to your house if you buy PulseChain.
Yeah, some people aren't.
My wife would be so pissed.
For some reason, it just became a good morning, unless good morning stands for gorgeous MILF. PulseChain marketing is Full on, yes. All right, let's get to it, pups. Welcome to the show tonight. St. Wolf Vision. We got Fast Abdul at Fast Abdul here as well. Guys, I think we're close. I think some incredible things are happening. I noticed that a lot of people are tuning out. This is exactly what the market makers want. I really believed if we were about to go into a serious bear market, there would be a lot more panic. People are just kind of checked out right now, which tells me possibly there's quite a bit more upside, even if it's not very long time. So I'm going to show you some cool stuff in this live stream that will show you what it seems to me is obvious what's coming, okay? And it could all happen pretty quick, okay? But I think there's some interesting things you need to look at. So I'm gonna make it very easy to understand in this video. We're gonna go through some posts on X really quick because a lot of people have been contemplating recession and what's gonna happen next and blah, blah, blah. And a few people have put their take in, so we can look at that just to see different people's perspective before what I'm gonna show you. And what I'm gonna show you isn't really speculation. You know, I like theories too. I like to ponder what could happen, you know, what the Illuminati is going to do and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I just look at the charts and what the charts are telling me is possible, because I usually get a good inkling of what could happen in the next 3 to 6 months from what the charts are telling me. And it's working so far. It's worked for me so far, so I'm just going to stick to it. But we'll see what everyone else is speculating about, you know. And sometimes we speculate when we don't, when the charts seem confusing to us, when they're fantastical. But when you just look at what they're kind of telling us, it can help just, you know, bring clarity, right? So everybody smash the like button, go to the Telegram at St. Wolf Vision, and that way you'll be up to date of what's happening. There's very few places you can get just straight, direct, clean, and clear alpha with insights about what's going to happen a few months from where we are now. The kind of stuff that's going to help you navigate these markets and actually make money. A lot of people are, here's what is a lot of people are doing, and I know because I've been there myself. They're watching 100 different videos and KOLs, and they're thinking that if they get enough information, they're going to get alpha or an edge on the market, okay? And then they're watching the news and or, you know, all the speculators and all the opinion makers on X, hoping that they're going to get an edge on the market. But the truth is, all you're going to get is a certain level of neuroticism and an inability to sleep well at night, okay? So you got to learn to clear out the noise, because everybody's going to have opinion. It's the same every bull run, but at the end of the day, the charts are telling us a story, the bond market's telling us a story, and we're still in a 4-year cycle, okay? We're still in a 4-year cycle, all right? Even though we're coming in the tail end, we're still in a 4-year cycle. So you wanna stay calm and cool, especially now in the cycle, because now is when things could get really crazy. They could get really, really amazing very quickly. So you got to be cool. You don't want to get neurotic right now. You don't want to get jumpy. You want to just be. You want to enjoy this time. This is when you can actually start to enjoy what could be coming here. All right. I don't know, Fast. What do you think? Do you watch hundreds of channels and opinion videos and stuff?
I watch only the select few that, you know, I've sort of keyed into. I look at what's happening on Twitter, and I get the feel like from, you know, the general audience, and there seems to be a lot of melees right now. You know, particularly in the PulseChain, of course. Which is, you know, what I'm mostly looking at. So I can't necessarily comment on other chains, but it seems to be from select individuals. It's not like the general feel. It's like there's some loud guys making noise about why they're sad. I don't think everybody's sad, though.
No, definitely not. Chad, are you guys sad?
Notice a lot of, like, you know, sort of tiny accounts, you know, 23 followers, brand new or very new accounts with Pulse or PulseX or some, you know, PulseChain oriented thing in the name. That are like FUD accounts, and there's quite a few of them, like dozens, right, that have popped up, and they you know, and you click through to them, and it's like, oh, you have 17 followers, and you've only been here for 3 months, and your name is, you know, PulseX to the moon, And they FUD PulseChain, they FUD Richard Hart. So it's like there's some sort of coordinated activity going on in my mind, because those aren't somebody's primary account. Like that's a secondary account made recently for this purpose. Have you seen anything like that?
The accounts that are made to FUD Richard Hart?
I think so. They're tiny, like they have, less than 300 followers. They're pretty new. And they have like Pulse Hex or PulseX in the name of the account, but their whole purpose seems to be flooding Richard Hart, PulseChain, Hex, etc.
Wow, that's great, man. I have not seen these. Can you send me a link to one if you could think of, if it's okay to share it? If not,
sure, yeah. I've been blocking a bunch of them, but I'll dig through and find it.
Okay, find it.
But it's a mind game, right? Because this guy named like PulseX is the best or whatever, but then like his whole thing is flooding PulseChain. It's like, and he's only been around for 3 months, like that kind of thing, right? It's like,
let me see.
Okay, whose game is this?
You know what's interesting off what you just said? There is like so many. There's so much misinformation, and you better believe that three-letter agencies and BR and all these people, they patrol YouTube, and they will pull down videos, pull up videos. They will throttle down channels, throttle up channels, things that get the masses moving in the direction they want them to. And in that same way, I'm going to wait to see one of these X accounts, but that would also feed into that idea that they could be creating accounts to also undermine certain things, to get people off sides. A lot of market making is just keeping people off sides, all right? Even on PulseChain, it's something even RH has to do. Everybody has to manage that as a market maker. It's just the way it is when you have an ecosystem like this, right? Or Ethereum or whatever it is, Solana, same thing. There's talk right now, is Solana going to take over and ETH is blah, blah, blah. So, there's management of what people think and where they're going to deploy capital to get people off sides. So it is a real phenomenon. And also, to add to that, you can even notice there was things like asteroids coming to the Earth, or alien spacecrafts coming to Earth, and there'll be all kind of interesting narratives. But you'll see when we get to, we're going to read those posts I brought up. When you get to this media attention, all of those narratives, like, an alien spacecraft's coming to Earth and this ETH is going to zero, they all vanish suddenly. And all of a sudden, you get all the new kind of positive media attention suddenly. It'll come out of the blue. It'll be like a flip, like a 180 will happen. And for example, I brought this up because I wanted to show you guys this Bitcoiner. And this is it a new video? It just popped up on my feed, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, literally before I started streaming. And I don't even know who this is. And it literally says, and this is what I mean by they want to affect what's going on, right? Now, obviously, this isn't a new channel. She's been making content for a while. And I'm not picking on this person. It just literally popped up on my feed. But it says, Bitcoin's 4-year cycles are breaking, and no one's ready. Well, I don't see any evidence in the chart of that happening whatsoever. I don't see any evidence in anything that that's happening. But you're going to see a lot of unsophisticated people weaving a lot of things, or that the cycle is going to go on forever, or there's this, whatever it is. Now, we could have an extra long cycle, and we've talked about that before, but we're going to have, markups and markdowns on the way there. There's just no doubt about it. At the end of the day, no matter what, this chart will always play out, okay? On every asset class, on every cycle, in the micro, macro, in the 6-month scale or the 4-year scale, you're always just going to have these markups and markdowns. Nothing's going straight up and nothing goes straight down. Everything's oscillating in some way, okay? Even Hex, I know people think it's going to go down forever. It's not. It's going to stop doing this, and at some point, it's going to start doing that, okay? That's the way it is, And the despair in Hex, for example, just talk about Hex really quick. The despair, how big was the despair in Hex? Tremendous. So the next delusion, new paradigm phase is going to be mind-blowing, okay? That's why I'm extraordinarily bullish, for example, on Hex, because the despair level is extraordinary, all right? So let's go look at some, I don't know, did you find some of those things?
I was just looking through. I'm trying to find my list of people I've blocked recently, which is not something I do very often on X.
So there's this guy, HB, and I do follow HB. I think he's an Ink Maxi. I'm not totally sure right now because they changed pictures. So, but I think he's been on the show before, at least in the chat. But he wrote this. He said, and this post is from, I think it's just September 4th. So it was this morning. I think I saved it. He says, recession literally imminent, and PulseChain didn't perform at all this cycle. One of three scenarios to play out here. He says, 1, RH misses the cycle completely as he was waiting for the Fed to pivot to QE. Bitcoin is already topped. Recession is likely to come in fast as labor market is weakening. If this is the case, then you would most likely see an 8 to 10 month crash before a full-blown super cycle into 28, 29. Okay. Sure, possible. I'm not anything. It's possible that we topped. It's possible. Recession still on the card. This is number 2. He wrote, recession still on the cards, but before the crash and crypto and stocks, get a blow off top, BTC to 175, ETH to 8K or so. RH rotates maybe 50 million of the SAC funds in, gives the chain a 10 to 20x, and we enter the recession crash before the full-blown super cycle. I think this is the most likely outcome, he says. Number 3 is no recession. Crypto and stocks top as normal into a 4-year cycle tops, or whenever 200 moving average passes prior Bitcoin all-time high, the top is in, looking like February, May 2026 at current pace. ETH tops, and then PulseChain has 1 to 2 month period, giving 50 to 100x returns as RH rotates in. Okay, that's interesting too.
I like that one better.
Yeah, yeah. RH rotate. Okay, okay. He's thinking, he writes, Fed should cut rates September with deteriorating labor markets and then remain paused until next Fed. People are waiting for the money printer. Yeah. Please, you have no idea. Okay, he says, oh my God, the Fed is cutting rates, money printer, we're on gonna moon. Please shut the F up. You have no idea what you're talking about. It depends on what the Fed is cutting into, normalization or recessionary environment, soft landing or hard landing. Yes, QE is bullish, but it normally lags 8 to 10 months, so 2028 should be a repeat of 2021. If unemployment is rising and less jobs are on the table and inflation is creeping up, that's what you call stagflation. Check the 70s, the Fed was too late to cut. Okay. He says, going back to RH and PulseChain, do I think he uses SAC funds? Yes, he's done it before. Does he use more than 20% of the funds? No, he'd be stupid to. With institutions stacking ETH reserves, I think PulseChain should continue stacking too. Was this cycle disappointing for PulseChain? Yes, but what do you expect when it's a full ecosystem and not just a single coin? I can guarantee you no more than 10 people achieved a 10,000x with EHEX. There's too much money in hands at these prices. It's hard to achieve a 50 to 100x without some whales running with most of the liquidity. Hence why I think it's stupid to rotate all the SAC funds in. And then he picks on some people in the community. I don't know why he's doing that. Oh, and by the way, what's your opinion?
And being kind of racist, not my favorite.
Yeah, it's not always a good take to do that, but we have whales. I mean, every ecosystem has whales. I don't.
Yeah, but I don't care if the whales are black people, purple people, or
it doesn't matter.
Red people.
They're
like
big,
it's not significant.
Yeah, they're big bag holders, right? But he made some cool.
But anyway,
points.
I'm getting off course here. That's
yeah, he's
not our purpose.
He made some good things that I think a lot of people might be talking about. And sorry if that offended anybody. I didn't actually get all the way down to see what he wrote at the bottom. I actually just was reading the first 3, and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to read that part out loud. Anyway, sometimes with these long posts in the show, I don't get to proofread everything, but I can tell, there was some good stuff here. So
you're not responsible for, you didn't co-sign this just because you pulled it up on the channel. Even, it's not.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I don't condone anybody. We're going to look at a few different opinions. So you guys are going to get a varied opinion, and I don't condone any of these. I'm just showing you what people are thinking about right now, that kind of things that popped up today. So he is right on one thing where he says the Fed doesn't have to start printing, and he's absolutely right. I don't think they start printing. It doesn't make any sense to me at all whatsoever that printing happens anytime soon. I think printing starts end of 2026, 2027, which is why I believe we're going to have an early next bull run. And I've said this before, and there's nothing I've seen that's convinced me otherwise. I think that the next one's going to come soon, and it's going to be a fast bull run. Like, it's going to be mind-blowing and crazy, and it's going to catch everybody off guard. So maybe that happens when they start printing, which is maybe beginning of 2027 or end of 2026, and that's what kicks off this epic run in 2027 You know, maybe it's 2028, 29, but I don't think so. I think it happens early for some weird reason. And when I look at the charts and what have you, and then he says, I don't think we go into February or May. So number 3, where he says here, no recession, and we go that late. That sounds great, but I don't think so. And I think it's either 1 or 2. And let's go look here. But I think we're, just to give you guys a preview, I do think we're going to bull run into this fall. I think it'll go into maybe beginning of January or December, like just a normal. I think it'll just be what it is. And let's hear what Tom Lee had to say. Now, he's talking about how you get to $62,000 per Ethereum. And this is going to tie into what I'm going to show you later on the Ethereum chart and why I think that we still have bull run left. Okay, that's why I don't agree with that we're totally topped out yet. Let's hear what he has to say.
2018. And as you can see, there's 2 periods I'm shading here. These are called bases. And in Wyckoff's methodologies, they say the bigger the base, the bigger the breakout. And what they mean by that is that you're creating a lot of potential energy as a stock or a network asset bases, and then eventually leads to a breakout. Well, let's look at that breakout. In 2020, that breakout took place, and Ethereum went from $90 to $48.66, or 54 times increase. Well, the low point here in this base was $13.85. So with this breakout, we're expecting an upside move. Is it potentially 54x? I'm not sure, but that's what happened last time. Another way to think about Ethereum is the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. And in our view, the tailwinds I'm talking about argue for an all-time high in this ratio. The 8-year average Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio is 0.04790, and it's currently 0.04032, meaning we're below the long-term average. The all-time high in this ratio was 0.080727. Of course, it started off higher, but I'm talking about the 2021 all-time high. So we think that not only should Ethereum recover to the long-term average, it should probably get to the all-time high ratio and arguably exceed it as we start talking about Ethereum acting as the chain for both Wall Street to build its payment rails and the financial system, as well as AI. So let's think about what that means for price. So I have a grid here. On the left side is Bitcoin price levels, and then going across are various levels of the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. Our year-end target, this is from the Fundstrat side, for Bitcoin is $250,000. And if you look at the 8-year average, okay, then you can see the range of prices for Ethereum using this ratio and different levels of Bitcoin. And here's the 2021 high. And as you can see, at a $250,000 Bitcoin, you get to somewhere between $12,000 and $22,000 value per Ethereum token. But that's just a ratio recovery. If you look at the replacement cost of payment rails and the banking system, that gets you to an implied value of Ethereum of around 60,000. And that puts the ratio at roughly 0.2500 Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. And as you can see, that's how you get to $62,000 per Ethereum token. So plenty of upside. I also asked Fundstrat's Mark Newton for his technical take on Ethereum, and he thinks Ethereum could reach 9,000 by early January. According to him, Ethereum could reach 9,000 in late January, but he also believes that in September, Ethereum could be set to reach somewhere between 5,500 or so. Well, here's Ethereum.
All right, did you guys understand that? So what he's saying, first of all, just the very simple thing is what's the percentage of ETH to Bitcoin, right? And you know the ETH BTC ratio, right? And what he's saying that if ETH takes over part of the financial system and replaces a lot of the rails for transactions that they're using now, just to make it really simple, it would probably be a quarter of the value of BTC, which puts it at 62,000 with a BTC price of 250,000. okay, which is a realistic price. Believe it or not, BTC could double from here. Okay, it very easily could, and in a very short time. It's very possible. All right. Now, will ETH get to 62,500 off that this cycle? I don't know. I do think 14 to 16K is realistic. I think a 4X from here is quite realistic, to be totally honest, which is, I think, still higher than a lot of people's targets. So I'm going to say 14 to 16K. 62K, you know, I don't know. I guess it could be possible. Does it happen this fall or by December, January? Ooh, that would be amazing.
It feels crazy. Like, you know, 60K ETH seems like a crazy number.
Yeah.
Though, like, it's only a, you know, whatever, like a 12, 15x from the current, right? Like, it's not. But ETH has already done, you know, many, many X's. So it's. But 12K sounds comfortable and reasonable to me. If you were hedging your bets on 12K, that doesn't sound insane.
Yeah,
it's less than a 3x.
12 to 22K here. So my price target is 14 to 16. So I'm kind of in the middle there, about ish, 14 to 16K. It's interesting.
Yeah, you got a 3-4x there. That's not insane.
I do think that possibly by 2028, 2027, 2028, it's possible ETH has a quarter of is about 0.25 the value of BTC. It's very possible. Man, it could really be some crazy number. It really could. It really could. Now, this is DIY investing. I recently started following him because he's getting very bullish on PulseChain. And I like that. I like that. He's an interesting kid. I don't know that much about his TA and all that. But, you know, he's bullish on PulseChain. So, you know, great. And some people in
I was on the screen with him with RH Max on one of the conferences or something. And yeah, he seemed bullish on PulseChain. But yeah, I want to see him follow up on that.
Okay, so he says, I got to admit the entire PulseChain ecosystem is looking absolutely primed, starting with the core tokens. My dark horse is Ink. Everyone knows this. It is also one of the more obvious Wyckoff V2s forming for markup. So let's take a look at what he's put, because I'm going to talk about Wyckoff here in a little bit as well.
Family-friendly show. I'm not sure we should talk about Wyckoffing.
Oh, did I? You just caught me off guard. What did I say? Did I say something off?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I was working in my own meetings.
Okay, gotcha. I almost put my foot in my mouth earlier, so now I'm a little like jumpy. I'm like, whoa. I have to like double check everything here.
You can Wyckoff all you want. It's all good.
Is this what's happening? Well, yeah, I mean, you know, there's definitely some similarities. There's nothing like it. It's an accumulation zone for sure. I think that, yeah, it's fair. Sure. It is an accumulation zone regardless, nonetheless. Background, guess Mike, Wolf, Mike. My mic's quiet. Yeah, why is my mic so damn quiet lately? Hello. Check 1, 2. I hate when every...
Sound okay to me.
It sounds all right. Oh, God.
Yeah, my volume's... I got you maxed, though, so you could probably be a touch louder.
All right. I get tired of these. Like, every app wants to update. It's really infuriating. Like, I just went to adjust the app, and it's like, oh, we want to do an update. I'm like, bro.
Totally.
Oh, I know how to get more volume. Hang on 1 second. I'm probably holding it too far from me, too, actually. No, I don't want. I can go to here. Turn this button up. Low. Check 1. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Seems about the same to me.
Check. All right.
A little better.
A little better. All right. Donovan's a good guy. Check 1, 2. All right. So that's good. He's an Ink fan, which is cool. Giga posted this. He's not really a fan of EHEX, it seems. Says, don't worry, guys. Buying EHEX is a really good deal here. ETH will carry it up, right? So he's kind of focused in on the ETH chart down here. I guess what he's saying is that Hex or ETH is going up and EHEX is not. Versus Pulse.
Yeah, well, like ETH will carry it up. It's just a matter of do people sell it back down, right? Like if ETH goes to 10 grand, you know, the price of EHEX will go up, you know, somewhat proportionately. But if people are looking to get out, then, you know, there's no, that is not going to save you, so to speak. So it sounds like Giga believes that, you know, Hex on PulseChain is the real Hex. There's been many arguments about this.
What do you think about this?
Yeah.
You think EHEX is going to be tossed out like the dark horse, like a bat? What do they call it? The bat, black sheep?
I could argue either side. Like the fact is that of all the PulseChain core tickers, if we like or Richard Hart core tickers, if we call EHEX one, it is the lowest liquidity one, meaning it could pump the easiest, right?
Right.
So if, you know, Richard goes viral by sending out, I don't know, 10 million marketing devices, and people are like, I want to buy Richard Hart coins. Oh, here it is on Ethereum. Even if they're buying it by accident, like it would take much less to pump this to, you know, 40x of the current than it would for Hex on PulseChain or, you know, pretty much any of the other tickers. So, it's going to likely have its day where it looks really good.
Yeah.
But is it going to be the chosen one? Is Richard himself or whoever controls the OA bags, should they decide to buy their own tokens, are they going to buy that one? And I think the answer is no.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well,
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think the OA is going to buy up that token. They are still taking care of it though, right? Because when the OA recently staked like a ton of Hex, reducing the inflation, which I think is bullish for price, it did so on Ethereum as well as PulseChain. So it's not like it just ignored Ethereum. It did the same thing on Ethereum as on PulseChain.
Yeah, like the OA may not really contribute a whole lot to it, but I think that when PulseChain and everything moves, I think EHEX is going to move. And I'm going to tell you why. If I was a speculator and the chain is pumping and this asset has been crushed down that much, it just seems obvious to get bullish on it, right? Because if you know, it could pump like insane. It could pump crazy. It really could. It really could. And
we even just the bonded liquidity between EHEX and like Hex from Ethereum and Hex on PulseChain, or between EHEX and Pulse, EHEX and Inc, etc., like they are all very tied to each other. So it will go up if the other things go up. Like, you know, but it's just a matter of like now we're picking like, okay, who gets the 30x and who gets the 400x. Like it's starting to be that level of argument when we're like, oh, which one is going to be the winner? Like I think all those cores are going to win. And there might be there'd be a perfect day to move in and out of each one, probably, if you had a bit crystal ball. But you know, I think that if the OA is buying, the OA is not buying EHEX. That's my theory. Or at the very least, not nearly as much as Hex on the PulseChain.
well, look, here's what I know for sure. This is the probabilities for the 17th of September. People are really 90% certain that the Fed is going to cut. Okay. So that should be interesting. All right. That should be very interesting. And they probably
perfect timing.
Yeah, it would be perfect timing. It'd be really nice. But here's really what I want to show you. Here's what I want to show you on ETH. Because, you know, is the top in for Bitcoin? Okay. Let's go look at this really quick.
Good question.
Is the top in? Okay. Well, the channel we've been in since 2022, okay, is still intact. Okay, you guys see this, right? It's still intact. This is not broken yet. Okay, this is not broken yet. And I do believe that we could easily people are saying. Oh, somebody asked something about a debt jubilee. Chat, what's a debt jubilee? Maybe I know what it is. I just don't know it in that name. But if you guys want to in the chat, throw that up. I missed it. Something about a debt jubilee, because there are some important dates. Okay. I think like the end of September, there's an important date, and then obviously there's some kind of blood moon. So maybe, we could easily, come down, bounce off here, and start moving up very quickly. Okay. Very, very quickly. And get up here to
We're not getting any hits on dead jubilee.
Debt jubilee. Debt.
Oh, debt. Okay.
Yes. Somebody was asking in chat about debt jubilee. So we could move quite impulsively up high, and then maybe when the Fed cuts, that could be the top, and then ETH goes roaring into October with altcoins and everything like that. That's very possible. Obviously, I think Bob Lucas was talking about, or I don't remember who was saying, September is just going to be bloody. Like, some people are convinced that September is going to be messy, right? Which is fine. I mean, I suppose it's possible. So that would mean something, we'd have to come down, okay, and get to some low, which would probably maybe be 105. It could be lower, but this would make sense somewhere around here-ish. And then we would fall out of the channel, but we've done that before. We fell out of the channel here, right, back in, was that April of 2025 in the spring. And then what happened? We ripped up from there, right? Okay, and then we come up and we move, bam, 150K by October. Who knows? Maybe we get to 200. We do a move like this. You're at 200K, and if I zoom out this chart, it doesn't look off at all. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes I just look at the structure.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you guys see it, right? Like, here's a big impulsive move there. Look at this move here, right? So would this look that off to you that we would go, no, that could be very possible, where we get a massive move up and then, some move down, right? Some kind of markdown there, right?
I've resolved the meaning of debt jubilee when you have a second.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about it. What's the date, or what is
so
it?
A debt jubilee is like an ancient thing going back to like Babylon, Greece, Egypt, etc.
Yes.
And it's the concept of like canceling or restructuring like society's debt, right? So it's not just like we cancel one guy's debt, or one bank doesn't have to pay back its debt. It's like everybody gets a debt jubilee, and all your debt is cut in half, or restructured in some way, or just forgiven, right? So it's like
this is done between the banks. The banks do this every, I think about every 7-ish years. They do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you get for how it applies to this cycle, though? I think that's what I was mostly getting at. Did you get something specific for this cycle?
If it was done on a consumer level, it would certainly free up a lot of cash, right? Like, people would be like, oh, okay, instead of $180 a month, I'm only paying $90 a month, and I can, and you'd see some of that flow into crypto. On a business level, just between banks, like, I guess it'd probably be good for stock prices of some things, which of course crypto's tied to that. So I can't see it being bad if it were to happen.
Look,
like the only person who loses is the person who's the person who's owed loses, and that being mostly banks. Like, it might be bad for bank stocks, but everybody else would look pretty shiny if half their debt was canceled, for example. I haven't heard anything in the news though. Debt jubilee 2025.
Apparently there was one in 2000. Oh, here we go. Jubilee needs to give us pay the debt. Well, yeah, it was done between the banks because they were the only ones, back in the olden days in Islamic or around Christian societies, the Jewish groups were the only ones that were allowed to lend at interest at the time. So they were the ones that practiced debt jubilee because they were the, they backed each other's debt, right? Because, it's just like, if you're lending and then you owe somebody, other people have to come. So they they all had to work together. You know, the banks have to work together for liquidity in that same way, right? So there were debt jubilees and things like that. And yeah, they are part of this process. There is a bit of a cyclical nature to this stuff, for sure. I do think that 28, 29 is a very powerful year, just like 2021 was a powerful year. And that's about 7 years. So I think these go in like 7 years. But I'm wondering, somebody brought it up, does it apply to, there's definitely some special stuff happening in this September for sure, which is really interesting. Thanks, Rom. Appreciate it. I don't know if I can. What I think could be very possible here is it could be very possible that the low is coming in, and the 7th being that blood moon, which is, you know, another ritual type moon for everybody, really. That could be the low, and we blast off.
7th of September?
Yeah. It's this blood moon.
Okay, that's like 2 days.
Yeah, that would be Sunday, which makes sense. And maybe we rip into next week.
Deal.
Yeah. But if somebody has something about this, banks ain't wiping out mortgages. No, it's not for us, it's for them. So they do resets with each other is what it is. It's not, they ain't resetting ours.
Yeah, I don't think that's as good. I like my idea better.
I like your idea, but we ain't in that club. Yeah. Now this goes back to like ancient times between themselves, because they would have to like cover each other's, debt and stuff. So S&P is still pushing up. Look at this drawing I put on it. It's like tracking beautifully. We're still pushing up. I was quite bullish. I'm still bullish on this. I know some tech stocks are coming out. Let's see. Wow.
I think for the markets, it's going to start turning into like the correlation between the rest of the crypto markets and PulseChain is going to start to change soon. I think there'll be everything else, and then there's going to be PulseChain. It's not going to happen all at once, but I feel confident that's the direction it's going to go.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get a rotation in this. I think that. Okay, yeah. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I think that here's what I'm going to go with. Here's my best case on this, what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to show you something really interesting in the ETH chart that I think you guys will like. I think that maybe we get something on this blood moon. Maybe we still at end of the pullback that we're in right now, where everyone's sketchy, and I think maybe we just rip into September. Okay, we could absolutely just rip into September. A lot of people are saying like, oh, September's gonna suck, and then October we start, and like, I don't know. I think we just rip into September. Okay, we need to get going here. Okay, and that's how I'm gonna play this. All right, I'm just gonna come out with it. So I'm going to stay bullish, and I'm going to play that. Some people are saying we get a low at the end of September. No, I think maybe the end of September is one of our bigger pullbacks of this cycle, or of this euphoric move up. Okay, that's what I'm going to go with. Looking at what I've seen with like gold, silver, really quick. I don't need to look Bitcoin specific right now. I don't see anybody alerting me that September is going to be shit. Okay, even though there's definitely bearish indicators, but that's what a bear trap is. All right, it's supposed to make you think one thing while the market's about to do something else. I don't know if we get a complete rollover. Like, see here, if you come back here to February, we had this complete perfect rollover here. I don't know if we're going to get this like full, complete rollover here into end of September, and then we go up. You know, I think September could be very green after Sunday. Okay, I really do. Even if we get a pretty serious dump this weekend, which could be possible, and maybe if we do get that dump this weekend, I'm going to be very certain that I'm right, and September is going to be extraordinarily bullish, and we're about to fly. Okay, that's what I'm thinking here. Now, could the cycle be over? It's possible, but I'm going to show you why.
Some people
are saying that. Okay, and I understand the sentiment. I just want to show you this last thing on Ethereum, and then we'll go look at PulseChain and all that. And then you can tell me if you think the cycle's over or not, okay? But when I look at this ETH chart, and I'm not looking at the obvious stuff, I wanted to show you guys the Wyckoff patterns. We looked at it on Inc earlier, right? I know we have a lot of other bullish markers, but as you can see from 2024, they didn't necessarily play out, did they? So you can't always go off that. But one thing I can certainly say for sure is this is a Wyckoff accumulation pattern right here, okay? And if you start here and you just look at it, it does generally follow what I'm seeing here. I'll give you guys a second to look at that. I've definitely looked at that quite a bit. So I'm going to go to another one. Maybe here's another one. Maybe it'll make it a little clearer. It's like, you guys see that all right?
Yep.
So if I were to go off any of these Wyckoff, and I think I got a third one here too, this looks very much like what I'm seeing on ETH right now. Okay, and obviously 1300 was the phase C, okay, which is the spring. Okay, and then it crossed the channel, which was this big move that happened very quick, caught everybody off guard. I talked to a few people who said like, oh, I saw ETH at 1300, I went to buy it, and it was at like 2500 before I knew it or whatever, right? And that's what this area is here. You get the spring down here, I'll show it in the green, and then you leap right across it. Nobody can get on board, okay? And I think we're up here right now, ready to blast off. I'll let you guys look at this green one too, really quick. I mean,
so what is the next step on that chart?
Well, the next thing would be the top of it is a sign of strength. And right now you're seeing a bit of a fake out, but I can just draw it for you guys. It would look something like this. Okay. And if you want to keep it a little bearish, to keep it, to market makers keep everybody a little freaked out over here, maybe it is like, you know,
right. They try to break the pattern and then it resumes.
Yeah, you can see it's a sign of strength up here, but you know they are absolutely shaking people out, right? Nobody knows what's going on. You can see here too. You know, it's just chop here, but to me, I see it. It's going to build. It's going to build some strength here, and. But what we'll probably get is possibly some volatility, right? It won't look exactly that clean, right? Like, you know, we'll get like this. Maybe it'll come down, chop, and then go suddenly, right? So it'll maybe come down and test like 3,900, like a nice little juicy shakeout right there, right? That's what I think maybe could be happening this weekend, and we'll see what happens if we get that shakeout this weekend on ETH. Then I'm pretty certain and convinced that we're about to pop here to the upside, like kind of like I drew here, okay? So we come back down. We don't drop much lower, but we drop low enough to make everybody feel like maybe it is falling apart again. Remember I talked about, I had a circle here. The circle still stands. We're still not quite out of that range. Remember I wrote that psychologically this is that range. So what this does here, this little W, it comes back into this range. So it gives all those people, once again, that psychological opportunity to go, wait a minute, I sat through 2 years of this shit. You know what? I'm out. I don't want to deal with this shit. And then it goes up. So I think that we could come down a little bit more to get us back in this circle. If you guys remember, I drew this circle live, right? I haven't moved it. We're about to, I think we're going to come back into it and give people that opportunity to rethink ETH, right? Before it takes off. But when I see this chart and, we were looking at, what was it that YouTuber was talking about ink, right? We looked at ink earlier in the show and he was showing the white couple. This one's much more clear than that even. I mean, look at this photo I have up right now with this dark green. I mean, looks like ETH to me. It looks like pretty clear, standard market maker, Wall Street kind of stuff going on right here. And either way you cut it, this to me looks like it's going to resolve to the upside, Once again, could it be another trap and fuckery and blah, blah? Yeah, I'm sure, anything's possible. We're playing probabilities here. That's all we can say. And I'm biased because we're still in the 4-year cycle. There's no matter what anybody says, I don't see any clear evidence that the 4-year cycle has broken. I've seen nothing yet that tells me that. Okay, yeah, alts have sucked. I know this and that. But you know what? This is the time when alts would go nuts anyway. And I'm going to show you why that is too. And let me show you something. Let me show you something cool. So this is ETH. And this is why I don't believe that that it's over. Because when I see this chart and I look at it clearly and too much work has gone into all this fuckery. I've been talking about this range for weeks. I had a clip on my Twitter. We cut it out on X. I posted just that section about the psychology of this area. Why would there be that much work going on here if we weren't going to resolve to the upside? I think it makes sense that ETH is giving me the indication and the clues I need to that this 4-year cycle is continuing on no matter what anybody says. That we're going to get some kind of euphoria and blow off top, and ETH begins the altcoin season. Okay, when ETH gets out of here, the top of this purple box, which is 4,900, which is the old all-time high, things are going to go nuts. But as I said before, when I think Fast, you were on the show when I talked about this range, I said it's not going to be easy. Yep. This is where all the psychological fuckery is going to happen because of all the touch points in that range. Because it's going to be this last thing of like, hey, are you sure you want to hold this? Are you sure you want to deal with this? It's going to, and that's why I think we're going to come down a little bit lower into it again before we blast off. It makes a lot of sense to me. Why would a market maker not take advantage of that opportunity? So maybe that's this weekend. And that might be a really great buying opportunity. No financial advice. But let's go look at the ETH BTC ratio. Where's it? Hang on a second. Let me show you something else. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. Let's go look at dominance over here. What I think could happen here. Because look, I'm going to zoom in here. We drew this. It's playing out really beautifully. It's literally just following my marker. If you guys remember, I drew like 2 lines. I said, we're going to plummet fast or go. And it's following this one. I don't need all this squiggles over here. Get rid of that. And get rid of this guy because we're following this one. So we're reaching out right now. Now, I do think so, I mean, look, we are falling out just like we did here. I wonder what I can see if I turn on like an RSI here and let's go on stochastic. Let's just turn on a MACD as well. See, I haven't looked at this in a second closely, so let's see what I see. So you can see right here, this was August of 2020. And you know, it's interesting. It like came down and came back up again one last time. I wonder if that's going to happen again. Like, I'm wondering if we're going to get like, if this curls up, starts curling up again and then falls just like it did back here in 2020, 2021. That'd be an interesting move. Yeah. So realistically, if you look here, I'm going to just draw it again. we could have a little bit of a bounce here to about 60% and then plummet. Okay, and that would be BTC's last push up. That would be this September, BTC pushes up and then you should get ready because this should start to fall down to about the bottom of this, no, lower than the bottom of this marker to like the mid 40s. Yeah, possibly like almost.
And
40.
where's that money moving to?
That's going to be rotate into ETH and altcoins very quickly. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
and we've seen this before, right? Like Bitcoin tops and then flows into Ethereum and then flows from Ethereum to other altcoins. Is that not the last several cycles?
yeah, 100%. It's going to trickle down just like every other cycle before. I know we want to believe this time is different, but you know, short of the world ending, which I don't think makes a lot of sense right now, I think we're going to go.
If that happens, that's this isn't our problem.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't be worrying about this anymore.
Yeah, and look at that. That looks like you've got your perfect altcoin season, which is going to happen when this ratio takes its final dive right through there, just like it happened in here. It's going to happen right here, okay? But BTC this month could have that last push up. That means that this BTC, this dominance is going to go up again like a bounce because it dropped pretty hard. So maybe we get a nice little bounce and then we collapse. That would be October, November, December. Everything's going to go nuts. And yeah, I think so. Like, we don't understand what catalysts and surprises they can do, right? They're making everything, painting everything so bearish right now going into this September. It just seems like suddenly they're going to flip the script on us is what it feels like to me. And they're going to, and we should just be positioned correctly for it. Look, most of us are already positioned already, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, and I'm over positioned, ultra positioned even.
You're ultra positioned, right? So sure, we could get some sweeps of the lows possibly this weekend. And like I said, I'm going to be very bullish if that happens because that makes me feel like next week we're going to go crazy into September versus what a lot of people are saying, which is it's going to be a shitty September. I'm thinking it's going to be a great September. Yeah, and maybe the big pullback comes at the end of September or even early October, and then we rocket into the holidays and what have you. So yeah, so we can look for this on the BTC dominance. This looks to me like this is very possible. Like I said, BTC is one last push up. We have a little bounce here going up on that dominance, and then we collapse. We have that final capitulation on this BTC dominance. All right. And if we look at ETH BTC ratio, let me see what I see, because we never got that pullback on the ETH BTC ratio, and I've been charting this for a long time. If you guys remember, I had this big W, right? So I don't need this to come all the way down to touch this trend line, but it always has some kind of pullback. If once again, I just look left. I'm not writing the book on this stuff. My TA is very simple. I just see what's an asset done before, what's it done before that, what could it do again? Okay, so I do notice on this ETH BTC there does seem to be where it breaks out and the reversal begins, which it has begun here. We've got a bottom for sure with an impulsive wave up. It's going to come back to some point here and do a retouch. Does it come all the way down to 0.265 or 0.03? I don't know, but I can expect something maybe to here, maybe here, okay, at least, and then we continue up, right? So that could be that last push up for BTC, and then we go absolutely berserker, because you can see once ETH came back and had this touch back in 2020, and this is really important for us on PulseChain. Once ETH had that last touch, the retest of its breakout, and we've been looking at this chart all, for the last year, okay? You guys have seen this before. We had an impulsive move up, a massive retest, okay? At this point, if you look on the chart, and we looked at this before, December of 2020, things went nuts into 2021, topping out in April. Okay, this was when your alts went crazy. It was that retest right there. Okay, and I think that's what the Heartman is going to wait for as well, or any developer of altcoins or what have you. So this is going to pull back to something. Okay, this is going to pull back to either here, or it's going to come all the way back down to here. Okay, like here in 2020, it came all the way back. It came far, right? There's no doubt about it. When I look at this ETH BTC ratio, it was a pretty massive drop here. It came back 45%. Okay, do we get that big of a juicy pullback? It's possible, man. What's this move here? That would be 40. That would be the same if we came all the way back to 0.026, and that would be a retest of this complete retest of this breakout, covering all these vector candles. And you better believe you'd go hot and heavy right here, even though you won't feel like it. This would be kind of like right here, that's it. If there's a project that's ready to go, last cycle it might have been the Maddox or the ADAs. This cycle, maybe it's PulseChain, hint, hint. That's going to be go time. That's going to be takeoff, man. That's full thrusters are going to be go right there. That'll be ETH BTC retesting the breakout. And I'm just assuming we're going to do something similar again. It doesn't have to be right. We're just doing probabilities. But when I look left, it did it before. It makes a lot of sense that that would be the signal for, because that would be a higher low. You'd see the energy come in. That's what you saw here. You know, you're looking for that. You know, if you're about to.
What sort of timeline could we put on that retest?
The timeline?
Yeah.
2028.
2028.
Just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding.
I'm not worried about it then.
This one lasted July. This one lasted a few months. So I don't think we get that deep of one because we don't. I don't think we have that kind of time on our hands. You know, unless this cycle is going to be squirrely and different and surprise everybody. In that case, hey man, there's not much I can. You know, there's not much anybody can do. It's going to be something unpredictable. That means something unpredictable is going to happen, right? But if we look back at 2020, it took at least 6 months for this to pull back and do a full retest. Was it 6 months? Yeah, it took 5 months. Now, do I think we have 5 months to do this? No, I don't. And if it does, if that's the case, if this has to come all the way back and do a retest, because whatever, that means a surprise happened or a black swan or something unpredictable is happening, and the cycle is uniquely different, right? So I'm not going off that. So I'm thinking that maybe it's the first thing I said, which we get at least a pullback to maybe here, like a little bit, right? And that would possibly line up with what I showed you guys on the BTC dominance, doing that last pump up maybe. That's all you need. And this might only be a little baby drop here. So this would be like 20% drop, okay? And that we can do in the next month, okay? And it's so funny because let's say BTC goes into September, okay, and then ETH follows a little bit, and then there's a juicy pullback going into October. That means that it would touch right about here, the beginning of October, and all alts would rip, and it times out. The time is perfect because I even heard somebody say something. There's some special date in October with PulseChain, isn't there? Something's like it's not Richard Hart's birth. Is it birthday or something? There's something special about October and PulseChain.
Nothing comes to mind. I'm not sure if his birthday is public. I don't.
Or is it?
I haven't attended one recently.
Or like Hex was born. There's something special about the beginning of October and PulseChain or Richard Hart. So maybe, yeah, Uptember. So maybe that is blast off for a lot of projects like us. And I want to be clear too that I don't.
The big thing is the marketing in this timeline, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
lines up.
Yeah, like so we're going to see, like in September, I believe we are going to see the massive, never before seen marketing start, and I think it's just going to be a trickle of what's coming. You know, I think Richard's indicated to us that there's going to be 10 million pieces that go up.
Data Dev, what's up?
From
RH birthday, October 9th. I thought so.
There we go.
That lines
Okay.
up really well with my timeline as well for ETH just doing a retest, a little bit of a retest here. You can do that in the next month, and we can blast off from there. We could do a full retest of the breakout all the way down if something were to happen, and which is possible. Maybe like there's an escalation of something, and it's a big flash crash across all of crypto and the markets, but it recovers in literally 4 or 5 weeks. Very possible. Very possible. In that case, we could get a full, complete retest of the Ethereum ETH BTC ratio on that breakout. So what happened in 2020 in 6 months happens in 4 weeks this time. Very possible. But yeah, this makes a lot of sense. If BTC starts rocketing up next week, this is going to come down. Dominance is going to go back up for BTC, leading us into September. This would get a juicy retest. It would prime alts and everything to blast off into October, which, yeah, it's Richard Hart's birthday at the beginning of October. So, man, I don't know. That could make a lot of sense. And then you got like 3 months of massive bull run, life-changing gains right there.
I think Richard would, like in the past, he's enjoyed playing the floor is lava. Like, you know, everything's red except for his tokens.
Yeah.
So if there was a pullback, I think that would be great time for him to choose to pump things, and that would, you know, probably correspond with a lot of marketing activities that he has planned as well. So, you know,
Okay.
people are getting something in the mail, they go to the website, they look it up, oh, that's doing great, and everything else sucks. Like, well,
Yeah.
wouldn't that add to the marketing quality, right?
100%. Okay, so you heard it here. And this is a warning and a very strong possibility that we really blast off when ETH BTC has some retest or recovery of all these impulsive moves. So it fills it somewhere, maybe 0.03. You know, like I said, maybe if something dramatic happens in the market, we get a full retest to this breakout here at 0.026 of the ETH BTC ratio. But one of these points, when it's hit, might be blast off for PulseChain, and it may be what RH uses to time take off.
Yep. That, and also the marketing itself, right? Like, I feel like the, you know, green candles would make the marketing work better. I'm sure he has a strong understanding of that.
Yeah.
And so we have like these, you know, electronic devices that, you know, he's likely paid millions of dollars for, that are starting to go out. It would be poor marketing to not have them have a good chart to look at when they you know, first get these devices, right? So,
Yeah,
which of course
yeah.
is an ongoing process. So, you know, I think we're going to see the chain pump for as long as there's marketing. Whether the pump comes from the people coming in, which I think will be huge, or from somebody choosing to pump it for the purpose of making it more enticing to come in, thus magnifying the amount that you know, is it pumps by, like, you know, OA pump starting the pump and then retail finishing the pump, right? But like not just once, like 100 times, right, over the course of probably longer than we think, right? Like,
I agree.
maybe we think this cycle's over in January, like maybe it's going to be May for PulseChain. Might be January for everybody else, but like,
Oh,
you know,
interesting take. Interesting take.
Yeah.
Interesting take, man. Yeah, and I do agree with you that the marketing is going to go on all year. I mean, we can talk right after, in a little bit, more about these tablets and talk about it, why I think it's pretty genius what's going on. Yeah, it is.
For sure.
The movie, the game, all gets unveiled on the guy's birthday. Huh.
Could be.
Okay, I need to go back and watch it. RH loves the movie. You know, I could do a private watch. I can't do it on YouTube, but maybe I can schedule one and we can watch it together on Telegram, or I can figure out how to do it. Maybe I can do a private YouTube viewing and we do one of these streams, but it's private, and
Like,
then I can play it. Right? As long as it's not, or is YouTube still going to flag it if I show a movie but it's private?
it would have to be how would anybody else see it if it was private though, unless it was like subscription only or something?
I would do the live stream, but you would have to have the link to come watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
Will
Well, even if they did flag it, like the people, we'd probably get through the stream and be able to see the movie before they, took it down.
Yeah, but if you play a movie, I don't know. It's not like playing a song. I'm wondering if you get in a lot of trouble for that. I'll have to check. I'll check.
Could be.
But it would be cool if we could do a group one, and then I don't make it public, but I'll leave the link on Twitter, and then people can join and we can watch the movie. And
we can for sure do it on Telegram. Like you could throw that up in Telegram, nobody's checking.
Yeah. Okay, we'll
Right.
talk in the Telegram, Deerslayer. Maybe we can put it out and ask around, because maybe somebody's done it, and someone in the Telegram might know. What's the best way to do a movie showing for a large group of us? We should watch the game. We should all watch the game, and
Okay. We can just literally share the screen in Telegram. Like if I put up the game on my computer, from like a good quality source, and then I shared my screen in the Telegram voice chat with audio, right? Then anybody who joined that voice chat could see it. That would be it.
Okay. So that could be an option. And then the other option is we do a YouTube and just put the link on X, and then only people with the invite, so it's not going out into the general public of YouTube. And maybe somebody can check and find out if we can do that. That would be cool. Live on, we just do live on Telegram, of course. But the audio and the video is not going to be that good, right? Or you think it'll be just as good?
It will. I think it'll be okay. Like the quality of voice conversations on chats in Telegram isn't terrible. It's maybe not as good as your setup here, but
just turn off people's ability to talk. Can people chat back?
It's adequate
as we watch, or no? Right?
They could chat in the Telegram room. probably we would mute everybody.
Okay.
Right. Like
Okay.
otherwise, because you could have 400 people watching, you have some guy shouting in the background. It's not useful. But you could mute everyone. All right.
Gig.
And then in the voice chat. Right.
All
But
right.
in the Telegram chat, everybody could type as you go.
Gig is saying you can watch movies on Twitch. Well, I'm streaming right now to Twitch as well. Now, we don't have a big audience over there, but maybe... Gig, let's find out about that, because... Movie night on Twitch? Okay, let's find out about that, because then we could all just go to Twitch as well. Discord, that could be cool. Yeah. Okay, we'll figure it out.
You're going to cut out some of your boomers there.
Cut
you know? There's an age cutoff for Twitch. I think it's like probably 35 or something.
I think
I'm not sure.
It'll be very educational for the boomers. All right, they'll have to learn. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You guys give everyone a hard time for not being able to make hex stakes, and you guys can't even log on to Twitch. And why? Come on.
Well, there's a certain point where you could learn, but you don't want to.
That's what it is. That's right.
I've learned enough.
What's up, pups? What's up, Pookie Doop? Boomers. Oh, man. Boomers are... I'm not going to cater to the boomers. Sorry, Triplet Dad. Who else is a boomer on our chain?
Who else are the boomers?
Yeah,
Oh, there's a fair amount of us, you know, like
you
myself. But in crypto standards, like
Okay.
over 45 is a boomer, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
So that would include me, you know, Randy Alarski, certainly, Triplet Dad would be in there. They're more than you think.
Gotcha.
You know, some of us age quite
We'll
well.
have to
We might
onboard
look
them
longer-
to Twitch. We'll be onboarding them on the Twitch.
Indeed.
Money's involved. Okay, so we're looking good here. So I'm going to stick to my theory that we are going to need some kind of retest, and that might be the cue for alts and definitely for the Heartman, okay? And yeah, there's going to be some kind of retest for this. There's no way this is just going to continue up like that. Okay, there's going to be something. So it's probably going to time really nicely. Also, the other thing really quick, just to put some calmness to everyone, if people feel like it's over, and I will say this. Okay, let's come over. This is the DJT. This is the transportation index. Okay. Now, the transportation index is the index of all kind of delivery for big businesses and factories in the U.S. Okay, and they have to put in orders months and months ahead of time. All right. So if this is weakening, that means that they're really seeing a big slowdown in the economy. Okay, and you can see with the tariff fears how this chart fell apart, the DJT, and this was the low, right? If you had bought anything on April 10th on the stock market, Meta, everything is almost double than it was then. So you'd have made a lot of money. Okay, and this was a tariff, and we've been up only since then. Now it is a little bit of an ascending wedge, which is kind of bearish, and you can see we've fallen out. We're kind of retesting, and we're not getting back above. So that's a bit of a warning sign that there is weakness, which there is. There's no doubt about it. But this could absolutely keep moving up. Okay, this could keep moving up into whatever, you know, December. This could be, you know, let me draw this better. Like, for example, this was a top in December of 24. Well, what, you know, maybe this just comes down and goes up, and we double top in December of 2025, and that could make sense. And then you would see this kind of coming down again. That's a possibility, but I don't see, like, let's go to the weekly here. Let's see if we see any. Can we put any sense to this right now? Okay, it's definitely rolling over a little bit here on the weekly. Monthly, it's turning around and going up. That's a good sign. Though I don't like this doji right here. There's a gravestone doji on the monthly on the DJT. All right, and that's a little scary for sure. Okay, but that means we could have a little bit of time left, right? Like, it doesn't mean things are falling apart tomorrow. Hello. Oh, we had somebody try to come in, and maybe they got spooked.
Oh dear.
Let me see.
Sometimes people click that link and think they're joining just like a Zoom meeting, you know, it's going to be me and you and them, but then they don't realize there's another 8,000 people watching.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before. So, you know, I'm not a pro on like analyzing, let's say, DJT or the DXY, but I know this. I know that I'm seeing warning signs here for sure, but that's fine because I think like I even said before, I'm not certain I see the bull run going into the spring. Okay? Like it's literally, I think, over December or beginning of January. Okay? I can see legs enough for this fall. Okay? Some people think it's over in a month. Possible. Maybe it's 4 months. I mean, maybe we do go into the spring. I could be wrong. You know, I'm just saying. But
when you say fall, you mean like, you know, January, February, March kind of thing?
Yeah, just like
what?
it was in 2024, where we're going euphoria into November, December. By January, we're petering out, just like we did just last year. It was the same thing, right? We had mad euphoria October, November, December. That's when we were doing those 5, 6, 7, 8 hour streams. Remember, it was like it was going into Christmas. Yeah. And so we could have a similar situation like that, and that would give the DJT enough time to peter out here because, you know, I do see some warning signs here for sure. Okay, on the and this is not wrong. This is always right. Okay, because this is a very forward-looking thing, and if you also look at the bond market, which I'm not going to get into, we don't have time to do all that. I show you this because I think for anybody they can look at this and they can understand it. The transportation index. I think if I show you guys the bond market, it opens a can of worms and it just gets even more confusing. It's very complex, but the transportation index is super simple. It's like the gold-silver ratio. Why I show it is because I think anybody can understand this. You guys can look this up later and you understand what it is. It's the big major cargo ports and the delivery and the big shipments from all the Walmarts across the USA, right? And if they ain't ordering and shipping, that means something's wrong. That means the economy is fading, okay? If they're shipping and this is on the way up, this is telling you that projections going months out are looking good. Right now, this is generally on the way up, but it has fallen out of this ascending wedge. So you guys see that, right? It's not collapsing, but it's falling out of there. And if I go to the monthly, I have to tell you that I do see this gravestone doji, which is here, okay? That could easily mean we still have a few months left of market. It could also mean that you know, it's over, okay? Like, I don't know. But I'm betting, looking at that ETH, tells me institutions are playing that and they know that there's at least a month to 3 months left or whatever that is, taking us into the winter or Q4, right? Into Q4. That's what I'm betting on right now. Now, I'll adjust that. If you were to ask me, do I think I'm more likely to end in October or March? I would say I would more likely that the bull run would end in October over March, if you ask me now. So I'm being bullish and I'm saying that I think we can go till December or January for sure. Okay. But I'm going to be aware that I'm going to be looking for warning signs going into the next like month or two, right? Now, this could totally, they could have some crazy bullish news come and this could totally be faked out. But, you know, there's certain signs that things are weakening for sure. So, but that might give us 3-4 months to take us into the winter before things start to fall apart, okay? And if you've ever been in a bull run, 3 to 4 months is plenty of time to do 1,000x gains, believe me. Okay, believe me. All right. Actually, 4 months would be exhausting. You will be exhausted. All right. So don't think like, oh, that's not a lot of time. That's a lot of time, man. ETH can go from where it is now to $21,000 by November. 100% it can. All right. 100%.
People should start getting positioned now, though, right? Like, you know, you don't want to.
Yeah. No. This is going to move quick. You're not going to be able to position later for all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
don't chase green candles, kind of thing, right? Like we want to
and
buy the red right now and sell the green, you know, at a later date.
Yeah. Now I did want to show you guys. I don't want to like lose everybody here, but we can just go right to. We can just go right to the pulse chart and actually talk about the tablets. I think that's going to be more valuable for us. I don't want to get. I think this is going to open up a whole can of worms. I think that we can get enough information from what I've shown you, which would be like the ETH chart. If we look at Also, USDT dominance looks like it's going to fall apart again, which would signal a nice bullish move. Hey, not talking about that. Oh yeah, didn't I go over this before? This is the others. It's going up. Let's see what's up. Yeah, right now it's not looking great. Midterms require bullish news. Most are probably fully deployed. 8,000? What's that mean? Where's the chart I showed you guys last?
Which chart are we looking for?
I was looking for others BTC. Yeah, I mean, look. Others looks very bullish, man. This is crazy. Others dominance. If you look at this, the total market cap excluding the top 10 to BTC, and I think I showed this last week as well, you can see that it's positively looking extraordinarily bullish on the MACD. And if you guys remember, I talked about this last time, that you could literally just look at this MACD and you can see that this is down extraordinarily low. And I'm on the 2-month chart. Okay, I can go to the monthly chart, and remember I talked about this a week or two ago, and I was explaining to you guys this cross back on May 2020. If you had bought anything here, you'd be extraordinarily wealthy, right? Because the red goes into the green. Well, look how low it is now. That means things are extraordinarily crushed, okay? And when these two cross, if you buy anything, are we going to get something like this again? At least a bit nice juicy move up. It doesn't have to be the move, but it certainly looks like it's going to move to the upside. Okay. Now this is the other. So this is really your altcoin market. This is PulseChain, Matic. No, maybe not Matic, but PulseChain. All your altcoins. Okay. And I can also make it very simple because I also see a falling wedge here, okay, which is a very bullish structure. These generally break to the upside, okay? So if I look at the MACD, I look at what's going on, I look at Ethereum as a indicator. Even though Ethereum's not in this ratio chart, it tells me that we're looking bullish, and I can expect this to go up, all right? Because we already looked at ETH, and we determined that an impulsive move to the upside is coming on ETH too. So this would make a lot of sense. All right, let's go look at PulseChain. PulseChain, we talked about this last time. Nothing has changed for me since I did the TA on this last time. As a matter of fact, we're still kind of tracking what I drew. Like, you know.
Yep.
Remember I drew this? We were over here. It was a week ago. I don't know, I streamed on Monday, right? Mm-hmm. I drew this. Look what it's done. It's come down following my kind of downward, thing. And then we're going to get this last flush, which should be this Sunday, maybe Monday, whatever. Maybe I need to, whatever, get that to line up with the dates right. And then hopefully that's the last flush if I stay to my theory, which is September is going to be bullish. If September's not bullish, then, we could get more pain for sure. But that could be it. Well, right now it's tracking Tracking well.
It's totally like, yeah, it moved through your purple box already. Like moved down to, what's the bottom of your purple box?
The bottom of it is 0.00369.
369. There we go. All right, I remember. Yeah, and it dropped down to almost that, or maybe it even did wick to that point. Not quite, but it's like, yeah, it wicked to 3733 ish.
It wicked to 0.0000369.
Did it really?
Yeah, and actually
You touched that? Okay.
Wait, 0.00369. It did wick to 0.00369 or whatever, 0.000037. My box is 0.0036663, but it wicked to 0.369, 0.0000369.
Nice.
I actually didn't know that when I drew the box, but it came back to it, and yeah, I'm gonna stick to this still. So I think we could have a little bit, but I think I think we're about done if my theory of September being bullish turns out to be correct, which I think it's going to be. That's the hand I'm playing on this. You can see, I don't need that right now. Let's get rid of this. Now, if September is bearish, okay, we'll go back and talk about that. But I think that just from eyeballing this, you could get something all the way down to 0.00003. Right? It's not a big deal, man. I would just take this, draw a line from here, and bam. Okay, that's it. And you'd come down here.
When it's loses a zero, nobody's going to be worried about where they purchased in this range anymore.
Yeah, look, 100%. And I don't think it comes down much lower. But this sweep of these lows, which I think could be very possible, just like I drew it, where we come down and then you get one last, which would time well with, like I said, Sunday, Monday, or the 7th, or the blood moon, or whatever it is. It's coming up in a few days. So It makes sense. You will see, everything do a nice juicy pullback. But for me, that would be a buying opportunity. Depending on what side of it you're on, right? If we're going into a bloody September, then you wouldn't be buying. You would be shorting into September. For me, because I'm bullish on this September, I might be buying on Sunday, Monday, whatever. So let's see what happens. But, I mean, look, it's looking good. In terms of the structure and can it go up from here? Yeah, it's ready to go up from here. And if you see my drawing that I did on January 6th, you guys know that I drew that when we come down. Now, I drew that the last part of the W would be the lower low, as opposed, it was just slightly different, okay? But the point was that after that last low, we would be generally on the way up. And that looks like, what if that is the case, right? And that would look like something like that, okay? Which is pretty much what I drew back in January, okay? And I'm still betting on that. I'm still betting on this. Yeah. I like this. I like what I'm seeing. I'll stand by this. Now, if September's not bullish, we'll come back. We'll take a look. We'll have to look and see. Okay, what's going on here? Are we gonna get some crazy nutty? Oh, stay there. Don't move. I'm gonna leave this drawing. Then we'd have to come and talk about some of this weird shit. But I don't know, man. I can't see any of that right now. I don't see it.
If the hard man takes the reins, man, like it's not going to matter what happens in September so much, right? Like that's where I think PulseChain will decorrelate. Is like, okay, everything else is doing its thing, but like, a mysterious benefactor is pumping PulseChain like at the same time that there's marketing going out, and then that happens for months and months and months, with a total of 10 million plus pieces going out and a pump that comes with every piece that gets delivered. Like that's what I think will happen. So it could, and that could take us into February, March, April, right? And it would be, totally uncorrelated from the rest of the market. Bitcoin could be falling, Ethereum could be falling, and people are like, oh, PulseChain's pumping, the one everyone hates. What the fuck? I'm so mad, right? Like it would be perfect.
100%. Yo, let's talk about the tablets. Somi, are you around? You got time to join the stream? We got a link in the Telegram. it'd be great to talk
I'll
about
send it to him if he wants to.
your take on the tablets right now, because we were talking about getting into it, and actually the timing would be perfect, because I think some people are still very bearish about the tablets, but it would be great to explain why I think the tablets are actually brilliant. So your friend Somi says, I support the stream because St. Wolf is environmentally friendly. Thanks, brother. It's good to see you. Hope you're out there and can join the stream. What's up, Boomer? I'm here for the Pulse. Super chat. Ricky Rise, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Thank you so much for that super chat. He says, the Ricky Rise Fitness Project. In a few months, we will all be rich. I like your style, brother.
A few months, we could all look like Ricky then, you know? Or
Yeah.
our riches into whatever he's got going there.
Yeah, brother. Thanks so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. Very cool. Yeah.
You're a
dude.
founder of a project and you're watching. Super chats are awesome, super cheap guerrilla marketing. Not not financial advice, but yeah, I've been known to send the odd super chat. The math is good.
The math is good. Super chats are good. We like super chats.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do
It
we
generally gets you read on screen, which is almost always worth what you paid, right? It doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean the person who read it supports it or anything like that, but like they at least know your name then, right? So it's like, and if you're just like a PulseChain community supporter and you want to send out super chats all over to, PulseChain like streamers, then that's obviously appreciated, but you could send them out too to like, Crypto Rand or whoever's not a PulseChain supporter. I do it to Ivan all the time. He always reads it. And, and then talks about PulseChain for a little bit. Not always in the way I want him to, but it works. It just works. Yeah, so if you want to jump on, the link is in your inbox on Telegram.
He must be just waking up down there, down under, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Oh, in Australia, yeah.
Yeah. So
Australia time. If he's even in Australia, I've never seen proof. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. I'm surprised he's up for that.
Is he
early.
even in Australia?
Maybe.
Pulse X, beautiful chart, looking really great. It's going to follow the lead of Pulse. Everything's fine. Personally, these look like nice, juicy buy opportunities. Let's look at the monthly chart on some of these. Let's see what's going on here. We are consolidating. Yeah, obviously, you know what? If we did have some nutty cataclysm, when I look at these, I could see some nutty sweep of the lows. It could happen. It happens. Probably not going to have time to pull up a ton of charts in this episode, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want to entertain that idea, though. I guess then it would have to be really low. I don't see this coming and hitting support here or something, retesting. If it comes back down, it's breaking low. It's going to go lower. That's what I think, just to be totally honest with you guys. But that might be fine because that would be a serious spring down there, right? I could see something like that right there, what I just drew. But I don't see it like coming to this support line again or bullshit or hitting this support line. No. If it's going to come down, it's going to break some of these things. And I'm not at all being bearish. I'm just letting you know that I'm more bullish because when I look at these charts and I look at these monthly candles, you can't just come and retest this shit like that. No, it has to come. It would have to come and do something like that, which can happen. Obviously, it could. And then you would get a double bottom with this double bottom from back here in September of 2023. You get something like that. That if we're going low, we're going that low. That's what I think. If we're going low. So, and I think actually, because I was looking at everyone's thing, because there was so much stuff going into September, right? I think Soda also put something out too, where he's like, "Oh, we're going much, much lower," but he's always bearish, isn't he? Isn't he like always bearish?
Yeah. No, he's a one of the angry bear accounts.
Is
He
okay.
has a little more than 300 people following, but I don't take much what he says with conviction.
Right. Okay, so I think We got Pulse plus X. We need to look at Ink. Ink is getting a little bit of weakness down here. It is at support. It's trending support's been on for a long time, but we need to address the elephant in the room. Okay, and that is, I'm going to get rid of this because right now we need to kind of zoom in here because you got some problems with Ink. Okay, and I love Ink, but we need to draw a trend line that is kind of realistic to what we're seeing right now, which is this. Okay, and probably you guys didn't want me to go there, but I got to go there because that's what's in the fucking charts. Okay, now obviously we got this long trend line going way back here, and that's nice. Okay, that's nice, but right now what's happened here is that we have this trend line here, okay? And this trend line's been going since March of 2025, okay? Great trend line. We love it. Very friendly. It's been going up ever since. Wonderful to see. On July the 13th, it broke under, but quickly got back above without any problems, okay? Great. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. Thank you, Mr. Max. This is a great stream. But Somi St. Wolf is screen not friendly with cluttered text and comments. Hope you do something about it, my friend. St. Wolf screen not friendly with cluttered text comments. Hope you do. What? What do you mean cluttered?
He doesn't like the comments probably on the screen, or in the bottom left-hand corner you have the words there.
Oh, Somi doesn't like that? Somi said he doesn't like that? Is that what he's trying to say?
I don't think he has said that. No,
Oh, okay.
I think that person doesn't like it.
Oh, that person doesn't like it. He's a boomer. I guarantee you that he's a boomer. Guaranteed that's a boomer.
Don't worry, my friend. It'll be fine.
Bass Abdul is covering for him, but they're best friends. Someone he knows. Okay, look. So what happened here on August now is we've broken back under the trend line, which it did here, like I showed you guys in July, but it got back above before. Right now, it came back up to get back above, and it's been rejected. It's been rejected, and it looks gnarly. All right. This is a pretty serious rejection right here. Okay. Not to be taken lightly, because this trend line's been holding for a while. It showed weakness last time it broke below it, and this time it's broken below it again, which means Ink is asking to test some other targets. Okay. It wants to test some stuff. Now, I've said before that, you know, it could do some sweeping, but now it really does want to sweep. This isn't the prettiest looking thing. Oh, didn't I have a drawing before that I had a sweep of
Probably.
lows? Was it on the market cap one? Didn't I have some crazy thing of a sweep of lows? Did I delete it already? That'd be great to see it. Where's it at? What's this? This is this is Ink Pulse X. Hang on. Let's come here. Did I already have a drawing down here somewhere? I know I have a drawing somewhere. Oh, there it is. Is this it? Look. Dun-dun. Now I was expecting this up and sideways, and then at some point it was going to break below. So let's go closer here, and then before we go up. Now that was Ink to Pulse X. So I in all fairness, let me go back and redo everything here, because we were looking at Ink to Pulse X, but still we have a similar break on Pulse. Can we confirm? Yes. Yeah. So that's it. Same thing. Okay. We're in the purple box. We're looking good. We're holding up really good. Ton of support where we are, but same problem. We've retested and been rejected. Now where are we going to go? Now, this is an old drawing I have here. This was kind of the price action. I knew we were going to break it at some point. I knew that. Frank, what's up, brother? Frank did a juicy super chat. Let's give him the... Which one? I have a bunch of them. Where's the main one? Oh, okay.
Here, one.
Oh, where's the dialogue box here? That's weird.
We don't have any audio on that?
There's no audio?
I can't hear it.
Okay. Ecamm just did an update. Every time, I swear to God, they do this update, like nothing works afterwards. All right. So Frank White says, PLS Start loves St. Wolf streams. Thanks a lot, brother. Really appreciate it. Sorry about that.
PLSstart.me. It's got all your PulseChain needs all in one place. Links to everything. I use it all the time.
I'll have to double check it. I just did an update for Ecamm. Cool app, but it's just I have to like baby this freaking thing every time they do an update or change one thing. Everything else goes crazy. How long did it take us just to get name tags? It took like months. But thank you so much for that super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Big juicy super chat from Frank White. Audio is there. Oh, you got audio? Okay, cool. So we've broken this here in Ink, man. And this isn't the prettiest looking thing for sure. We could just go sideways, but I do think maybe Ink wants to come down at least to 120-ish and check it out. But I have a feeling we might get a little bit of a lower retest of maybe $1.16, possibly even lower. You know, my sweep range for the target was, I think, right here at about 76 to 86 cents. This was an area I thought that needed to be tested. Yeah, going back here. Yeah, that's why. So is that where I drew this target on this sweep here?
I think people will defend that dollar. You know, I think it might look like a stable coin for a week or something like that.
Fair enough. I'm with you on that.
Because I remember it being there before.
Yeah.
You know, I like when Ink Printer launched was one of the worst days for Ink and for PulseChain in general. It was, you know, the day that one of the days that pDAI exploded and everything was a mess. So
I think
it defended that dollar for a while.
Yeah, I think this will be an area of huge defense right here, which is going to be from like 98 cents to like, you know, $1.30. I think a lot of people are going to step in here. I just think 76 cents to 86 cents. Like, you know, when I look at the Pulse chart, I'm like, oh, this is complete, or Pulse X. I feel like I'll be really happy when we at least get wicks in between 86 and 76 cents. It could just be some wicks, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm happy. But
I think people would back up the truck if they saw, you know, 75 cents on Ink.
Yeah, so maybe it doesn't happen because it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to. And you're right, it could be defended. It could even be defended higher, like at $1.15, $1.20. We may not even get to $1. Yeah. Like it could be defended much higher, you know, than $1. And there's whales in Ink that would want to defend it at $1 or above anyway. So
Ink is totally a whale coin.
Is
like
it?
The big holders are like they're big boys, and they got it for free, most of them, right? And they've chosen not to sell it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think they are liable to defend it at a reasonable range, and they tend to be sharper guys, right? So, you know, they're big players. They're going to make big moves. Do they let it fall down to 77 cents? I suspect not.
Yeah. No. We could.
I could be wrong.
We could just get something. Could get a double bottom down there. Yeah, we don't know. It's going to be really interesting to watch because it's a pretty serious break there. But you're right. You get down here and you got a lot of serious holders down here.
There could be wicks though, right? Like, you know, if a big guy gets out, you might wick down to, you know, 80 cents, and like it'll last for 4 seconds, but it would still be on the chart.
What if I were to
you may hit your target for 4 seconds.
What if I were to just screw around and like be really mean to Ink right now? What if I were to just be really mean to it right now? $67. That line, I mean, that lines up to my orange line of 75 cents. Yeah, kind of gets close. Ah, damn. This is like, we've cleared a lot of it. I think I put that there, 75 cents. That's interesting. There's got a lot of air down here. Can you check Ink against Pulse? Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's tough on this one. Like, you know, like, let's see here. Let's take a look. Yeah, man, Ink's definitely showing some weakness. Okay, I understand everything we just talked about fast, but I'm just looking now. Maybe it's smart, Ink Maxi, that you had me look at this chart as well. Shit. maybe this is telling me, maybe there are a lot of whales, but maybe one of them whales might be wanting to dump this ink. You know what I'm saying? Fast. Not all the whales might be holding their. All it takes is, as you're saying, it may just be one whale that decides, you know what, I'm out. Market is crashing. September's going to be bloody. Yeah. Yep, and that's it. It'll crash ink, because, dude, it's a tiny market cap. It's a baby.
Yep.
If one whale,
it can pump or dump easier than everything except for hex and ehex, I think, as far as the liquidity goes, right?
And the whales that are there, I mean, yeah, I guess they can scoop in to defend it, but you got this thing about September's being bloody and the market is the bull run over versus, like, let's say me, where I think September could be bullish. But all it takes is one of those guys who thinks September's not going to be bullish, and he's like, I'm dumping this, and he causes that cascade. There's definitely somebody dumping. Yeah. It's not the prettiest looking thing. So thanks, Ink Maxi, for reminding me to look at this. But I see it here too, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, I guess I had my feeling like this is a strong pull right here at about 76. Doesn't mean it has to get there. Like you said, it could be defended at 125, 115, $1, but it is making its way down to my orange line, which is this orange line right here, right? At 75 cents, 76 cents. Doesn't have to get there though. Doesn't it? But when I look at also the to the pulse, yeah, I mean, somebody's dumping their free ink, no matter how I draw this, I'm trying to be really nice to it.
They can't get the amount to dump that they used to be able to, right? Because the inflation's so far down that the PulseX farms are barely paying anything. So, there's not that same daily dump that you had in the past.
Yeah. Like, this looks very bullish. Like, when I flip it over, like, I would see this and think, like, okay, we're going to at least, like...
That's a great chart. Let's go with that.
Come to here.
But it's upside down.
Which would be a double bottom with the pulse ratio, which could be something like I just flipped it. I'm trying to be very, like, what's the word, non-biased at all right now to it. And then that would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be really interesting if a double bottom down here. That would be crazy looking, because this is not the best looking RSI on it right now to pulse either. And the MACD, nothing. There's a big ink trader. He's not profitable, but he's dumping the chart. CryptoSolve made a thread about him. Ink Maxi, send me the thread. Let's pull it up while we're on ink. Let's see what he said. Because, yeah, the charts are telling me a story here, and, it is what it is. But I've had some of those, like, sweeps of the lows for ink coming up for a while. It's not like I'm, like, jumping back and forth. I've had this drawing of a sweep of the lows forever. That's why I said I have a drawing for a way long time ago down here. I just hit it down here because we didn't quite do it exactly, but maybe it's coming. Yeah, I could do it like that, right? But, yeah, that could be it right there. Something like that was going to happen. That was my intuition about this a while back, a long time ago. So let's see. Was an all-time high for ink again, $80. It was $80.75.
Yep.
Guys, Jesus. Crazy looking, huh? This is going to go berserker mode. Ink is going, when it turns bullish, it is going to be insane. Don't you think? Like, I have a feeling it gets back to $80 in like a few weeks. And then from there, it just goes up and away. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Something like this. And then, like, bam.
I think I found that crypto solve post. I'm going to drop it in your chat.
Okay.
It's from August 15th, so it's, not super new, but probably still relevant.
All right, let's check it out. Okay.
Yeah, he's got some big wallets. Now, this crypto solve guy he's like a pro wallet tracker.
Really?
Right? Like, he can Yeah, I've done a couple streams with him. He's pretty sharp. He knows how things work. He can track things even if they've gone through tornado cash sometimes.
Really?
Right? Like he's on top of it.
Oh shit, man! Let's bring him on the show sometime.
Sure. Yeah, no, he's a good. He understands how things work. So
Is he?
and he was able to articulate it in a non-dev type manner, right? Like he can explain it. So yeah, he's watching. This guy is seeing everything.
You guys, before we get into it, do me a favor. I'm ready to grow the channel a little bit, so help me out. Reach forward, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you guys want to get
Subscribe on
real
Twitter.
alpha.
Follow on Twitter if you're not already.
Yeah, definitely on X as well. Definitely on X as well. Been posting quite a bit more. And everything I talk about is stuff that's really just going to make you guys better and richer and wetter. It's going to be really good. All right, let's read what he said. He said, love ink, but don't like it bleeding versus Pulse. We got a couple wallets you might be interested in keeping an eye on, as they might give you a few hints for good entries. There are 2 top wallets by sell volume on the main ink pairs in the last 30 days. This wallet has a long history of trading ink back and forth with stables going back to March 2024, often at size with single transactions of $150,000. In a recent week, they've offloaded heavily into stables. Damn. Okay.
You could take that wallet address and you could drop it into Dex Screener and see updated moves since this post.
Crypto solves alpha. He hasn't always had a great time, as you can see. Pretty unfortunate entry points above. Overall, thanks to the tracker, we can see a net realized loss of $680,000. Wow. They currently hold.
Thank you for your service.
They currently hold 225,000 ink, which offsets that value somewhat, but still down around 250K if they made a full exit today. Given their history, it's likely they'll re-enter at size sometime in the future, and there's a good chance they dump the rest of the current stack. One to watch out for. Again, a fairly extensive history of trading ink, going right back to early PulseChain days. Okay. All right. Recently, they've been offloading their remaining stack slowly and steadily into Atropa and the P stables. The profit loss is a little more.
There we go.
Huh?
That's interesting.
They're selling into Atropa and P stables. Their P&L is a little more complicated to work through, as they mostly trade with other volatile assets. This is where the polio calculator isn't quite straightforward, but it's likely they've done semi-okay in their trading history. They only have 53,000 ink left, so they're nearly done. It's looking likely that they'll make a full exit. Once they're done, perhaps ink becomes a good buy again. Wow.
Let me, I'm going to pull up that wallet, see what they got left now.
As a side note, this wallet also infamously FOMO'd 40 million hex into pDAI around the November-December ratio top. A trade which they're still badly underwater from. Looks like they still really want to score more P stables at these prices. Overall, looking for a good place to re-enter ink in the near future. The opportunity may be coming sooner than you think. Huh. That's really interesting. Well, oh wow. They have 1.5 billion pDAI. Wait, am I reading this right? No, 143 million pDAI. They have 1.34 million Atropa. Huh. Atropa, baby.
How much ink do they have left?
They have 143 million, or not ink. I mean, you asked ink. 53,000 ink left.
Right, and that's dated August 15th, so it could be a difference.
I didn't see this. Am I following this? I am. Did I just start following this person? CryptoSolve. Yeah, I just started following them. This is interesting stuff. Nice work, CryptoSolve. He's a sleuth. So, yeah, you know, you have a couple whales selling it down. the chart is telling us that, you know, it's broken below an important trend line on ink. It has, no doubt about it. It will be defended, like you're saying, for sure. But, you know, the whales probably also don't want to compete against each other too, because for them they can also get a good entry. So in some ways they may also see where these wallets are going to take it to. How determined this guy is to keep selling that ink or whatever, or go into something else or whatever they're doing. The trope.
So I'm looking at that wallet now, and it's back up to 155,000 ink.
Somi's Trump wallet nuked ink for pDAI as well. That's a Maria wallet. It could be. People are sleeping on ink. It could be a Maria wallet, Deerslayer. So that means if we think it could be Maria's positioning themselves for... Wait, they sold PHEX. Is that what the trade was? They sold 40 million hex. And I think he means EHEX into pDAI. Oh, that's so interesting. I don't think Maria would have sold into the top of pDAI. Because I think Maria was part of market making on pDAI, right? Or had a strong effect.
We've seen Maria sell all kinds of things, so I would not be shocked by anything.
All right, fair enough. We don't
6-hour
really
live streams, if you recall.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what were you saying? Did you want me to click on
that first wallet is bought back into ink apparently because the ink balance is now 155,000 and change.
Oh,
so
really?
if it was at 53,000 ink, it's tripled up from what it was at the time of this post. Yeah, so they're back in. Meaning that they could sell a lot more ink if they wanted to, right? But like obviously they've bought and sold ink, you know, since August 15th.
Yeah.
Like a lot of ink.
Right.
100,000 ink.
Dude, we have 666 people watching on X right now. Everybody smash the like button for good karma.
Indeed, please. We need you. We need at least one more person.
But if everyone smashes the like button, we'll fend off Satan.
It'll save us.
Actually, let's go look at the Atropa chart while we're looking at this. Into this rabbit hole. All right. Atropa. Whoa, Tropa's not here. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Next whale to exit ink is rack. Oh, okay. So it fell out of this channel. All right. Let's go ahead and get rid of this channel. All right, what's going on? Let's draw some lines. Okay. Uptrend is intact. As of now, we're looking good. We're at about 11 cents here on the Atropa. So recently, that wallet was suggesting that they were buying Atropa. Yeah, that makes sense because it's at a support, a very strong support. It's bounced at many times before. It's a broadening wedge, which is extremely bullish. So now it's not a straight channel, it's a broadening wedge. And so now we're talking some serious power. So whoever that is understands trading. They're making some moves here. If they're buying Atropa, they're smart because the next move here for Atropa is going to take us to the top of that trend line. So that would be up here at about 30 cents area. So if they're buying at 10, yeah, it's a 3x. Broadening wedges are very bullish. Very nice. We like these. So, who would it be? We don't know who it is, but it's a whale. Somebody they know some stuff. They have some level of sophistication.
Yeah, it's a whale, and it's not like a Richard Hart Maxi if they're buying into a Atropa, chances are. So
no.
Let me look at the wallet address. See if I recognize it.
This is a broadening wedge? It is a broadening wedge. I mean, I don't know. So look at this fucking thing. Yeah, no, it's a broadening wedge. I'll go with that. We'll see what happens. But if it holds here, we're looking good. And then I would just take one of these higher targets. We'd probably come up here, hit that, do a retest at 20 cents, but then I don't see us touching the top. We'll probably break out and go to a new area, right? So if once we come from here, maybe we come up, we come back here, we muck about, and then we go and we probably break out of the broadening wedge. And then I think for Atropa this cycle, you know, what's realistic? I think $1 might be realistic. So you could probably see a 10x from here on Atropa. That'd be nice, right? I know that Maria's long-term targets are $7. I think that'll happen, but maybe not this, you know, fourth quarter, right? But we can definitely see probably $1 on that. Some fibs really quick. Does the dollar line up? So 436. Ooh, damn. Oh wow. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. Oh, 69 cents is 3618. That'd be really interesting. Yeah, you can probably get a juicy 5 to 4236, 80 cents. Who knows what it'll be. Okay. Looking good. He bought back in when the inflation cut. He made that local top back in February. He bought back in when the inflation cut. Maria is a pioneer. Margarita, what's up? Long time no see. Why? What is the deal with Rackham, Rochelle? Like, why do you? This Ink Maxi says the next whale to exit Ink is Rackham.
Well, Rackham, he is an ink whale.
Okay.
Like that's, you know, supposedly no. Like people say they track his wallets. I'm not a wallet tracker, so I don't know. So the question is like, yeah, would he sell it, right? Like, or when will he sell it? So, but we have no particular evidence off the top of my head that he's going to sell right now or that whatever, you know, it happens to be. But he's one of the whales that has a face. So, you know, people like to pick him as the target for some things. But yeah, he could sell it. It's his. I'm pretty sure he has a lot of it.
I mean, it seems like, you know, let's go look at WBT's purple Bitcoin.
Rackham's building on Shane. Like, I don't think he's looking to make enemies. So, you know, he may hold off from a move like that, though I suspect he would sell it eventually.
So this is very Atropa looking. You've got an ascending, broadening wedge once again here. Some people call these megaphone patterns. So in case you guys are like, what's he talking about? You probably heard megaphone patterns, okay? They're extraordinarily bullish. If you think about a megaphone, it's like blasting, you know? So purple Bitcoin, Atropa, you know, once again, if I didn't know anything about the project, I can just tell you, looking at the charts, they look extraordinarily bullish. Purple Bitcoin and Atropa look extraordinarily bullish. I've said that before. Last time Atropa was down here, I told you guys to buy it. A lot of people were still scared of the Maria FUD. I said, look, I'm not happy with Maria, but the chart is a chart, man. The chart told me that this was an inverse head and shoulders, and this looked like Bitcoin in 2022. And I'm like, this is going straight up and to the right, and I had an arrow, and it did exactly that. It's just been up and to the right until recently. And now, even though it's come down to test support, guess what? It's a fucking ascending, broadening wedge, a megaphone pattern, which is another ultra bullish pattern. Like, you know, I don't know what Marie's up to, but this is an extraordinarily bullish chart. Purple Bitcoin is the same thing. It's an ascending, broadening wedge, right? It's a big megaphone. It's extraordinarily bullish. I'm just looking at the charts, you know, it looks really good. So I think they could be really buys. Maybe we are blasting off in September because this would be a great spot. These are right at support. Let's go look at Hex, but I do want to see pDAI while we're at Atropa and purple Bitcoin. Let's look at pDAI really quick too. Now, you guys remember I drew this. It's been playing out. I drew this a month and a half ago, and look at this. It's like tracking crazy. And once again, I drew this live. You guys can go look at this video and like where I drew it, and it's kind of falling apart on the pDAI. It came out in a ascending wedge. It's showing weakness for sure. Let's just turn this off. Let's just go look at this in the raw. Here. Now, I'm going to draw. Let's see what's going on here. I'll take that. This is a sign of weakness. I'm not worried about that right now. I could give this a megaphone pattern right now as well. Though it does have a lot of signs of weakness. No, this is very similar to a Tropa and Purple Bitcoin now at this point in some ways. Obviously this is a big token on the chain with a huge narrative. So, yeah, man. It also is an ascending broadening wedge as well. It's holding its support now at this point at 30.0037-ish is where it touched, or 0.004, fine. But it does have issues. It's definitely more squirrely, has definitely more signs of weakness, but it has a very strong narrative. So, it's fine. Yeah. But not a strong looking, Tropa and Purple Bitcoin, very strong looking charts. And, yeah, just no question about it. Nice looking charts. Let's go look at Hex. All right. Hex did not do what I wanted it to do here. You guys asked me, you said, can you start, you said, St. Wolf, can you start drawings to the upside? And I have been, but, not all the tokens are cooperating with my price actions to the upside. Yeah. But maybe this isn't over. Maybe this is this, and we're about to pop here and move, right? Yeah. That could
massive never before seen marketing, man. It's it'll put you back in the purple box at the very least. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is not over yet. I was quite bullish here, and in all fairness, it's not that far off. This could still work out here to the upside. Okay, here's what I was saying and why I drew this, and why I still think this drawing could happen. All jokes aside, it's not that far off. This to me is a giant bull flag. That's how I'm going to see this. Until we break, if we break 0.006, it's not a bull flag anymore. So where are we at? 0.008. So as far as I'm concerned, for me, it's still a bull flag for me. Maybe technically somebody would say like, no, it's not a bull flag anymore. Blah, blah. No, I'm going to go with it. Okay. If we break this purple line at 007, maybe 006, we're getting close. Maybe it's not a bull flag anymore. Okay. But I think that if September is going to be bullish, like I'm hoping, and I think it could be, then we're going to see a blast off like this, where we are going to see this break up, get above this top of this flag, the resistance, and it's going to go straight up. And we know how high it's going to go. We can do this. We don't know. Let's just go with that right there. Let's say it breaks out there, which is September 12th, next week. Oh, the target's almost 2 cents, 0.018, which would put us where? Yeah, man, that's a perfect target. That puts us right above this shelf right here, which we need to get above at 2 cents anyway. So that's, yeah, I like it. I'm still bullish on PX, man. Until we break under 0.006, this is a bull flag, and this is going up. That's what I'm betting on right now.
I concur.
Good.
Or that's how I feel, not because that's what the chart says. I think, I think that's the one that's going to get the special pump from the OA, and that, the marketing will reflect this. It'll be one of the main marketing tokens.
So this is Hex to Pulse. Let's see what's going on. Really quick. PHEX, I gave price targets tripod. I think that EHEX and PHEX will be $21 combined. I don't know exactly what the split will be though. So, yeah, Hex is looking good. I think it's a buy, for sure. Actually, I know it's a buy because I'm telling you that this to me is a bull flag. So this is a great buy zone. Anything between 0.006 and where we are now, 0.009 is a great buy zone because we have a clear target here, right? We have a nice juicy target.
Okay.
Even the sketch I made, and then also when I drew the actual measurement, they all kind of ended up in the same. That means like my intuition and also what I technically drew out lined up. So there's nice confluence there, but then I also have confluence with these ranges up here that we need to get above. So it seems like a solid measured move there. And then we also have this big double bottom when you look at it, right? We got, here, got this big W here. Yeah, I'm liking it. And it looks like it's going to strengthen the pulse. We're about at support, It's 200. Yeah. It's nice, man.
Price to pulse is that's everything to me. Like that's what kept me sane through the bear market. I think that's the play right now is what is the price to pulse. If you lose against pulse,
showing some
maybe not a win.
Okay. It's showing some little bit of weakness here. It could come back down and touch the support. That's all that means, which would be about 162. It's about 211 right now. Yeah, it's a little squirrely. Yeah, it makes sense. Possibly it makes its way. Maybe that's that sweep we get on Sunday or whatever it is coming up. Are these long moves though? Would you say when it reaches top of pulse ratio is a good sell, or is it going way past the top?
That's who you ask.
Well,
yeah, Crispy, Crispy thinks Hex is the one, right? Like it is the baby, and PulseChain Hex is the chosen one. Like it could get a big OA pump. And if boomers are coming in, I think this is going to be one of the ones that's attractive to them. It's marketed on the marketing piece. It's Hex.com reliable, right? Whereas it has pump tires, new coins, and PulseChain free coins is what it says on the marketing piece from public things that I've seen. So Hex could get a massive pump. But it's already done a decent move versus Pulse recently, right? And it hasn't lost all of that move.
Yeah. Ink Maxi, I think that it's possible that at least this quarter, it stays in this channel for a little while longer. And the reason I say that is because I think that Pulse is very undervalued. Obviously, so is PX, I think, but Pulse is also very undervalued right now. But maybe by 2027, 28, this could take off on its own. PX could absolutely have a life of its own, but maybe this quarter, because Pulse has to gain a lot of ground too. Maybe it stays in this channel. Maybe they do stay connected for a little while. But it's very speculative, right? What I'm saying right now, it's just like absolutely speculative, because we don't have a clear breakout of the trend of Pulse yet. I mean, of Pulse, right? We don't have Hex has been ranging. Pulse has literally just been, in this pennant kind of like going down. So we don't have a lot to go off except pure speculation right now, really. Oh, what's your thought on Bitcoin Hex? It is one of Richard Hart's memes. Why would he make a meme about Hex? Now he's got 3 hexes, right?
Right.
Why would he do that?
Well, I think he front ran other people doing it, all right? So every single Richard Hart coin was represented on pump.tires on day one. So, but as far as like the OA's confidence in any one of those coins, the only things that got more than a 20% OA allocation were Pump, Most, and Trump token, 80, 80, and 60% held by the OA. So any of those other ones, I don't have as much confidence in. But could they have their day? Sure. low liquidity. Like obviously these things could pump insanely, and they're bonded to Pulse with burnt liquidity, right? So I would expect them from this point onwards to do at least as well as Pulse does, because it has burnt liquidity with Pulse. But I don't feel like the OA is going to pump, those tokens in particular. Maybe most and pump, maybe Trump, right? But I don't think he's going to go down the list.
Okay, well, in some ways, when I see this ETH chart, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not looking good now because I said before, it's kind of hanging out, and if the market don't move, it's going to go lower, which I said before. It's kind of was in a waiting zone, and the market is not doing much for it right now, right? Doing it any favors, and so I have all these lower targets down here, right? Like 4 zeros, 8, 4 zeros. Wait, 3 zeros 8, 3 zeros 5, 3 zeros 4, 3 zeros 2. I got a ton of targets down here, and but in some ways it's almost too bearish looking to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes this is what an altcoin looks like before it pops, right?
Yep.
And right now it's starting to get that. Maybe that's what Giga was kind of leaning on it a little bit, right? He was taking it pretty hard, but when I look at this,
at least he's taking a poke for sure.
Yeah, but it's not looking good for the EHEX, and just to be clear, I'm hoping these lower targets I have don't get hit. I always have lower and higher targets. Always, you know what I mean? I have whatever. I have super high targets. I have super low. It's like as soon as you say like this is impossible, that's what happens, right? When everyone was like BTC will never go under 30K again, and what does it do, right? Hex will never trade under 10 cents. So you can never say that. You don't know, but a lot of times, if we're going into an alt season and this chart looks this bad, that sometimes is actually the most bullish indicator you could get, to be totally honest. And I'm not at all saying, hey, go run out right now and buy EX. I'm not saying that at all. But I have noticed that when you get into an altcoin season, or remember before ETH popped, how bearish it looked? Yeah. Okay. So this is crypto. This isn't Amazon. This isn't, Apple, $1 trillion. This is volatile fuckery with these market makers fighting. They're fighting us. They're fighting each other. I know market maker. I know people who work at some of the biggest market maker companies. Dude, they're at war with each other. Like, it is cutthroat. Okay. And so just like ETH,
it doesn't have to make sense either, right?
It doesn't have to make sense.
Completely irrational.
Yeah, they're not even playing you. Sometimes they're just playing their own competitors half the time. I have lunch with these guys about once every 2 months out here, and I can't tell you names, but like trust me, man, it's crazy how these guys are ruthless. They're ruthless, man. You don't even know. Even their personalities are like these guys that work at these places. But ETH looked like hell, right? Like, remember the narratives too, right? And that was the time you needed to buy ETH. What was it, 1,300, right? Just recently. So when I see this EHEX chart, I'm not gonna lie, man, it looks awful right now. Okay, look, it's getting bad. Okay, maybe because of this, where we are in the cycle, it's a little bit of an alert saying, hey, man, this is actually the time to get the EHEX, because it could be popping right now, just like ETH did. And this is normal. XRP did this, Matic, Floki. They all look the most horrific before they go vertical. And it
is kind of ridiculously low.
Yeah,
like,
it's
fun fact, Hex on ETHW is less than a 10x away from Hex on ETH.
Wait, Hex on what?
Ethereum proof of work, ETHW.
Is it 10x?
Maybe that was before your time, but
okay.
Yeah, there's copied Hex on ETHW, and it's less than 10x away from the price of EHEX.
Okay, I was like trying to think, am I supposed to know this? Because I was like, I don't think I know. Okay.
This is pre, not pre-sacrifice, but pre-PulseChain.
Okay.
There's Ethereum proof of work and Ethereum Fair that both got hex copies, and they're both kind of alive and well on there.
Oh, interesting.
It's a super fringy play, right? But they're but I'm just illustrating that like this other rando copied hex is less than 10x from the price of eHex. So like this is a ridiculously low price we're seeing on eHex right now. I'll do the deep dive into ETHW with you another day. It's a whole story.
Yeah. Remember this ETH? Yeah, this was really bad. Or you can come down here. I mean, there's times when it's just collapsing. So, I mean, EHEX, it'd be a contra play. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a little at all. Because I can't imagine any of what I'm seeing structurally playing out. Like, it would go so low. It would be so bad. It would even break my low targets here. You're talking about, like, it would go to, like Jesus. Like, yeah. So that, to me, is actually a bullish indicator. So, just from experience. So this might be, we're getting close to liftoff, possibly, on a lot of these, okay? And EHEX is giving me that signal right now, especially with people flooding the crap out of it right now and it looking this awful. Just reminds me of what ETH was at when it was at 1,300. People were flooding the crap out of it. Chart, it was just dumping. Supports were like way down low, and then it reversed when BlackRock decided that was the time to reverse it. You know what I mean? The big boys, right? They're the ones who bought all that ETH at $1,300, right? So somebody's gonna snap, but you're gonna find out later. Let's just put this on record. Are we live? We're recording. You're gonna find out later, probably in November, that what marked the bottom was some big players, maybe we know the big players, maybe we don't, who bought a ton of EHEX, and they created the bottom.
It could totally be the guys who are fighting it right now.
You're so right, man. 100%. 100%.
Maybe Giga's loading up his EHEX bags as we speak. I would not be shocked.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Because this to me reminds me, this is too echoey of like all the reversals I've seen in crypto. This is just too bearish looking to even be real at this point of the cycle. Like, okay, this means a reversal's coming. A strong reversal too. A very strong reversal, right? So.
And like EX is never going to zero. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It's never going to zero.
Why would it go?
There will always be action there.
Who says it would go to zero and why?
Well, I haven't. I'm not quoting anybody in particular, but just like people will say, "Oh, this one's bad, this one's good." Like, it's immutable code on the blockchain. It will never stop working.
Mm-hmm.
You'll always be able to stake it.
Mm-hmm.
It will always do what it's supposed to do in the manner it was made to do it, and has been doing for almost 6 years now. So it's like, yeah, it's not going away. But that ratio, EX to PHEX, people have been trading that since day one for sure, right? In the earliest days of PulseChain, EHEX was worth more than PHEX. Relatively small window, but there was a time where you'd get several PHEX for one EHEX.
This ain't looking that good either. I mean, looking very similar to some of the other stuff we've looked at. Just looks like ink. I mean, I guess this is this is the ink. Oh, wait, why would this?
It's tied to the price of ink. You might see a slightly different chart on something that was not with ink, but it's still, if you're looking at the price, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's look really.
But like SolidX is another great example of one that's maybe getting ready for takeoff, right? Because he just got approved for his international gambling license to run a casino online that burns SolidX as its main function, buys and burns SolidX on its main function. On PulseChain, even though the casino runs on multiple chains, all chains buy and burn SolidX on PulseChain. So once that takes off, I feel like it could be a thing. But yeah, I have no special insider knowledge, as always.
So this
just what I heard.
All the PHEX and Bitcoin hacks, both Richard Hart products, look to me like they got big juicy bull flags on them. All right. So while we're looking at the hexes, there you go. Okay, another big juicy bull flag on the Bitcoin hex and PHEX. Which one should you buy? I don't know. You can stake the PHEX. I don't know. This one's like a meme. How much? Richard Hart owns like half the supply of this one.
Which the
This one.
like this is
This is meme. Oh,
the
you
meme
can't see
coin
it.
pumped out tires one.
Yeah. This is.
I think it's only like 20%.
You guys. Oh, you guys can't see that side. Okay, got you. Yeah, this is the big one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let me just. Yeah. Sorry.
I think that we only got 20% on everything else except for the pump most and Trump.
What's up, Clint?
That's
Trumps?
20% that probably won't be sold, but it means the other 80% are other holders, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't have the same, Diamond Hand probably never hold 80% of the supply that you do on those other pump, like on Pump Most, for example.
You're gonna get it.
Or on Hex, like Hex on Ethereum or PulseChain, the OA holds a lot and will likely never ever sell.
I'm hoping that a lot of these hold their support. Like, I think you're gonna get a chance to buy this a little lower. So something's coming that's gonna drop this down. And then might happen on PX2 where it'll come test that lower range at 0.006, 0.007-ish. Let's go look at his other memes really quick. Let's see what's going on. Oh, let's what's USDT, USDC. These are P copies. Okay. Yep. Sending broadening wedges on these. These are looking. These are doing what Atropa and what did I say? Atropa and Purple Bitcoin are up to. That's what this guy's doing as well. It's kinda,
What are we looking at here?
this is
USDT.
USDT copy.
Oh, okay.
USDC copy is probably gonna look exactly the same.
They have bonded liquidity with each other to a very high level.
Damn.
On like weird dexes that nobody uses,
Oh, we need to look
except
at
me sometimes.
look at Bear then. Wait, what is this? This was like, oh, this was some kind of meme for Bear. This isn't the Bear. No, this is something else. Oh, was that the?
Was that the new bear?
Was it the B Roots
I
Bear?
think the
or
one that
something?
B Roots did, maybe.
This is the original. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. It's a little bit like the pDAI chart, for sure. I think both have a lot of like bullishness and FUD around them. You know, they both take a lot of crap. Still, we got a broadening wedge here. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. That means a lot of these moves aren't bear flags. They're actually megaphone patterns down there. That being said, some of these better turn around, man. This one's it's $10 million market cap. So where's it at? It's at here. It looks like it could come lower and break that. It's definitely possible. Jeez. Oh, this is bear to die. Is there bear to pulse? Does it look about the same? That's a little stronger looking. But pretty much the same. What do you guys think?
They won't be that different against U.S. dollars. They'll be different against whatever the other side of the pair is.
Oh, yeah, bear's breaking down a little bit here too. Pulling a little bit of an ink right now by breaking down this support it's been in, the pulse, to pulse. Yeah, not crazy looking right now. That's got a little bit of issues. See, then there's we took Purple Bitcoin. We did all the hexes too. Oh, let's look at PTGC really quick. What happened to Coach? Is he still on X? I haven't seen him in a while.
I've not spoken to him lately, but I think he hasn't deleted his account or anything.
So, this is Megaphone pattern 2. This looks just like. Dude, why do all these look all the same? This looks like bear. Looks like the bear chart a little bit. To be honest, It's breaking down a little bit here, but it's not, you know, we haven't really closed in a strong way underneath. But it's also showing, it's got a nice megaphone pattern, very bullish, very similar to Atropa, but it's certainly showing more weakness, more similar to bear, whereas Atropa and Purple Bitcoin are showing a lot more strength in their patterns. But they're all kind of similar, doing a very similar thing with these broadening wedges all across the chain right now. It's interesting. I didn't, yeah. What's going on, man?
You're right, Coach. It's kind of disappeared. As he hasn't posted since July 19th on X.
Yeah, that's what I thought, man. I was like, what?
Mm.
Who's admin in Bitcoin hacks mean? What? Who's admin? PG just had liquidity, pDAI and bear. Oh, really? Okay. Well, pDAI and bear are, of all the charts I looked at, a couple of the weakness. Well, EHEX being so weak that I think I'm bullish on it. Like, it looks that bad. But actually, like, bear, pDAI, PTGC are similar and showing all similar weaknesses across on those. The strongest charts we looked at in terms of these kind of like, you know, outside the RH core would be Atropa and Purple Bitcoin, looking really good. Okay, to be clear, because I remember in the Telegram when Atropa went up, everybody wrote, "Oh, I should have listened to you, Wolf, and gotten the Atropa." Da 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 da. So I'm just being clear this time. Purple Bitcoin and Atropa do look the strongest. Coach X had it. Oh, you went through a divorce. Oh, those are heavy, man.
Mm.
Oh, what a time to go through a divorce, right? Jeez, as if the market is not stressful enough right now. Anyone scooping up Aave and Comp fork tokens? We can go look at those really quick. What's up, Crusher Trades? I think
I just looked in the Bitcoin Hex meme room, and I'm pretty sure it's not Richard. What they've done is made an account that says invalid account messages will not be returned or whatever, just like Richard did in the early court dates. But it's a different, it's Richard Hart Win 2. So, yeah, they're just copying his style. But
okay,
more power to him. That's all fun.
Okay, I mean, I see a similar situation here. You know, I see a bit of a broadening wedge. The Aave fork looks nice, but I you know, has a little bit lower to go. But anywhere from here down to 17, even 16 cents, I think 15 cents is probably a good buy. It'll probably go underneath the support on this. Let's play this log and see what it looks like.
Oh, we're looking at the P copy of all that?
Yeah, the Aave copy, which
okay.
When PulseChain takes off, I think this one will be quite strong. Aave is Aave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, it's in an uptrend. It's got to pull back. Are they mintable? You know, I'm not the guy to ask all that. I'm just looking it up because somebody was talking about it, and I got them saved over here. So I don't know what the full
I think they'd be
contract
mintable, but
details are.
There could be some games to be played with that contract, though. I don't know. Aave's got. Yeah.
Crow is coming
I think
back.
you need to have some sort of special access.
Crow is finally falling apart. It looks like EHEX. I think it has quite a bit more to go to the downside, to be totally honest. Probably going to come back to 0.001 cent. Okay, on Crow. You said compound. I have that one here somewhere too. Right. Oh, here's Maker. Oh, we didn't get the break. What is this? Fucking scribble bullshit is that? Oh, maybe that was for the log chart. Hang on a second.
Don't forget that 1 billion Maker tokens got minted during the pDAI exploit. I'm not positive what happened to them.
Okay, that explains, because that would have timed my whole thing falling apart. Yeah, makes sense.
Like literally the supply, 10x, then went to one wallet. So.
Okay, yeah, it's totally been rejected. It looks like a fucking disaster, and it looks like it's going to go much lower. It looks like a worse version of the pDAI chart right now. But they do share some hallmarks. But yeah, this looks pretty bad. But it looks bad in the sense like almost like eHex looks, where it's like, well, maybe it can't get any worse, right? Like maybe this is ready to turn bullish.
I would take a close look at the wallet list before investing myself.
Okay, I don't know anything.
See if
about
there's
these
somebody
copies.
that has 90% of it.
Yeah, you guys need to double check on all of these copies now. And Compound, yeah, it's on an uptrend like Aave. But once again, I don't know the details about it. But if it was
more copy broken code,
and I'm looking at this market cap, like 1 million market cap, 2 million market cap. Yeah, you can speculate on the P copies, but you literally have PHEX, okay, which is, the market cap on PX is not little, but Bitcoin Hex, which is Richard Hart's meme, is down there, very low market cap too. Is that better to speculate on than a P copy, right? Well, if not the governance tokens, it's C tokens and A tokens, sir. Oh, good lord. Crusher trades. You guys are lucky I had a lot of coffee earlier.
Yeah, I would never count on people burning tokens as something that you need to happen. It's a nice concept that someone might burn tokens, but unless it's built into the code, like with PulseX, I wouldn't take it as a given.
Shit, man. There's definitely just general, weakness in a lot of the charts, but I'm guessing that could all reverse pretty quickly. I guess that's why people seem to panicky on X too, right?
Of course. Like I said earlier today, it seems like there's a lot of malicious actors right now just trying to FUD stuff for whatever their purpose is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just for attention, and sometimes, it could be because they want to buy the thing they're FUDding, which is totally a whale move. Or something else, right? Because they're a weird sociopath. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because when I look, like I was saying, I look at that eHex chart and it looks so bad, it's got to be good. And then Giga was FUDding it too, and other people, maybe they're actually the ones scooping it up, right?
Could be.
And
Sometimes I even wonder if some of these weird alt accounts, like the ones I was talking about, I'm like, is that Richard trying to FUD his own bag so that he can get more X's, right? Like, it's it's not. I know it's not, but it's like it's not the most ridiculous strategy, right? Be like, oh, let's FUD some more people out so we can get more X's when we pump it, right? Like, that's that. It is math. It does contribute to the math.
we're looking good. Well, if you think we can get a 10x on cores by December, 100%. Ink Maxi. If the cycle's not over, 100%, man. 100%. I often wonder why a billionaire would need more money. Well, if you got to think, if you have if you have loyalty to a project because he's built it, he's more likely going to be able to benefit more people than someone who just runs off and gets their third Lambo just because.
He wants to be famous now, right? He's already rich.
Yeah.
And he was probably rich without any of this stuff. But now he wants to be known as, a great humanitarian. He said things like, I want to make 1 million millionaires, those kind of claims to fame. He wants there to be a Richard Hart museum. He actually wants that. So he's not going to be able to have those things, have that kind of humanitarian fame unless he can, do well by the people who follow him, right? So I think, yeah, he's probably going to take care of business to accomplish those goals, but he's not thinking about the things that normal people think about. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's not worried about the price of eggs, I presume.
We've been running 3 hours. All right, chat. You guys are awesome. Everybody smash the like button. I know a lot of people are feeling that malaise or whatever. You got a bucket, man. You got a bucket. You got to keep upbeat. You gotta understand that even if things are going south in September, amazing things are coming. Let's say things go south this whole quarter. I mean, things are really right around the corner. Like, where's that other chart? Look at this other chart. Look at this MACD. This is others. I mean, look, if you're not bullish, hey, I'll wait another few months if I have to. And I'll keep my attitude high because I see what's coming. I see what's coming. So just smash the like button. Try to be really positive. Help an old lady cross the street. Go feed a cat. Do whatever you got to do, but understand. And I don't even care if this turns and goes lower, because I know what's coming. That means we're going to go even more ballistic, right? You can't deny this chart.
Yeah, I think
this is crazy looking.
For like PulseChain believers, like don't lose your nerve now, guys. Like the next 3 to 6 months, I think, are going to be the big win. So like you would kick yourself so hard if that was the case. If it dips another 20%, like those are going to be hard days if those days happen, which I'm not sure they will. But if it does like a 400x in the next 6 months, like you want to be there for that. NFA.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MACD on the others, man. like, I just know what's coming, man. This is gonna be epic, and I don't know if I know some of you guys don't look at these kind of charts or MACDs or whatever, but dude, trust me, this is going to be crazy. Maybe that's 2027, but we're definitely getting on the way up. I mean, this is gonna be nuts. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't even know how we get to 3 hours. We'd start, kind of goofed around a little bit for a few minutes, and somehow we're talking about charts, and we wanted to talk more about tablets, but we'll get some more people on the next stream and we'll talk about it, because I don't know how anyone's bearish on the tablets. I see the dumbest comments on X, man, and I'm just like, guys, I think it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, they just don't understand the scale or the stickiness of that advertising.
It's very sticky.
Right?
That's what I realized. Yep. And it's going to get to the right audience.
Yeah, like people aren't going to throw it away. It's going to last for years in their house.
Yeah.
Right. And getting it to the right audience, I think that's going to be a huge focus of what, of how these things are going out. I think they're going to go to the right people.
Yeah.
And the right people are going to hold on to them. It's going to sit on their coffee table. Right. And they're like 100%. You will see this thing like 57 times in a week because your kid keeps leaving it in the bathroom or whatever, gross thing kids do. You're finding this tablet, you're picking up all over. Like how many times do you have to touch that thing before you go, oh, pulsechain.com, hex.com, pumptires.com, I'm going to check those out, right? Like you're going to, right? It's like, and then, we have then what are the odds that you participate, you learn more, like, but when you take a number like 10 million of these things, right, you can have a very low closing ratio, and I don't think it'll be that low. And if the people who got them somehow were in crypto already, like if that was part of the focus of who received these, which I think it could be, the chances become exponentially higher that they will check it out and have the ability to participate quickly. I mean, all the Cabal's kids, I'm telling you, don't fade PulseChain. Not financial advice, just saying.
Man, I've looked at fucking know this chart inside out.
What are we looking at here?
This is XRP.
Oh, okay.
This is XRP, man. You know, because I'm looking at this other chart too, you know, and a lot of times when we're a lot of times when we're down here, we forget what's coming around the corner, guys. You know what I'm saying? And we'll bring some of these next time. I know we've been going longer, and you know, in other shows we've looked at Floki and some of these other stuff and XRP. We'll look at some of these again. I just want you guys to remember, like, man, don't lose sight. Like, we could be right here right now. And I'm telling you, these moves up. Look how fast this straight up move is on XRP. Look how vertical they are, man. And when you come back here to Pulse, you know, we forget. We're just too zoomed in, bro. Like, look, go like this, you know. Go like this, you know, give it some perspective. You know, because you forget, like, you know, I drew that. Why I draw that, like, coming up, at some point, it's because at some point it's going to do that. It's going to.
So you're saying I shouldn't be using the 1 second chart on Dextran?
Like, it'll, like,
zoom out a bit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, they do crazy things, man, and you can't forget. Like, we're here. Maybe this doesn't happen yet. You know, I don't know, but you don't want to be checked out because it's gonna happen, right? That would suck. So, yeah, we'll start earlier next time. Sometimes I can just sit and crank up the rain and go through charts for hours. Who cares what devices delivered for free? Yeah, I mean, look, I just was imagining, I was sitting there thinking, like, who's buying, like, the community is going to grow. And this tablet is sitting on a table next to a remote control, next to a bong, next to, you know, I don't know, some snacks. It's like perfect, right? Who wouldn't? It's just, it's sticky, like Fast was saying. It's just, it's always, you know.
I heard a rumor that the next batch that get delivered are actually going to be sticky. They're going to have fridge magnets on the back, so you'll have this tablet stuck to your fridge. You can write your grocery list on it. How many times a day are you going to look at that?
Exactly. Hey, Crypto Cuts, send us a link. Put it in the chat. I'll bring up your video right now. We'll throw it on. I want to see it.
Is that it won't come up in YouTube? You can't drop a link.
Oh. Okay.
You might be able to see it on.
Do you know who
your
Crypto
end,
Cuts is? Do you know who that is?
Let me take a look. I don't. But if you're in the St. Wolf Vision chat, sir, you could drop a link there that we could find. It's not there yet.
Or you can just tell us your theory.
Yeah, tell us where to go.
While we're receptive.
Yeah, in the description of the chat here, there's a link to St. Wolf Vision Telegram room where you can drop links.
Donut.
Okay.
We got great things coming, man. Really good things coming. Let's go check. I'm gonna go check on.
Well, I found Crypto Cuts X profile. He said he had a video. Well, I'll drop you his X profile. You could peruse it. I'm not seeing a video. Oh, here it is. This is probably the one he's talking about.
No, he's I love that video. No, he's pitching some Maria projects, FDIC and whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. I pulled up that link you sent me.
Yeah. No, I have no idea what he's doing. So, yeah, I do not.
It's the whole Treasury bill, Fed, pDAI, like Stephen.
Oh, that's what all that
Stephen's
stuff
really
is.
into
Okay.
and all that stuff. Yeah. You know, it's very speculative, and there may be something there. Usually at this part of the cycle, my strategy is different than it was, let's say, in 2023 when I was buying pDAI and Atropa and all this stuff. I'm very different now in the cycle. So though I appreciate crypto cuts, what you're up to, it's not a thing, but it's speculative. I may have a little bit, I may not, but I'm certainly not going to tell people to run out. I will tell people clearly, focus on like, yeah, your cores and like your main stuff. All that stuff may work out, but RH still, you have to understand optics, and you have to, this is a startup, and the startup has to go green, and it has to work and be successful, right? So little speculative things aren't going to hold up the chain. They're not. At the end of the day, it is Pulse and the value of Hex and these things that are going to determine the value and the optics of the chain. That's what matters. Or he's got to do things to make it very attractive and for people to come over here and play with. Let's see. P. It's Friday night. My whole change is like, oh, it's all like art.
Oh, my mic was off. You ever notice that in kung fu movies, the guy with the biggest eyebrows is like the toughest bad guy?
It's true.
Yeah. Something we should watch for. We need someone to show up with really big eyebrows. Final boss.
My Twitter is actually awesome. I love my Twitter. It always makes me laugh and smile. So one thing I want to say, there was somebody came in the Telegram, and I kind of touched on this earlier, and they were like really neurotic and stuff, and it's fine, man. Like, people are venting. A lot of people do think it's all over, and I don't know for sure. I'm just biased that it's not over. You heard my take on what's going to happen. Oh, here he goes. I knew this was coming. He says, cores need a banking system to pump that. This is back to 2023 speculation when the whole pDAI thing is starting too. We don't need interest rates. We have our own Jerome Powell token, which is a reserve token. We print our own protocol. I'm not going to be able to save everybody, am I? Yeah, man. Power to the Fed. Cores need a banking system to pump them. No, they don't, bro. They 100% do not. But I think there'll be some cool stuff that could go into operation with some of the stuff that Maria's working on, and I think that I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek with you, but like that stuff I think will come into play with Atropa and help create some of the dynamics that I see coming into play. But
it's a meme coin play.
But I think for this
primarily,
particular
right?
part of the bull run, and for where the development of that stuff is right now, I think maybe next cycle those might come into play more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So cores need a banking system to pump them. Not this cycle, but maybe there may be something planned for the future that's sustainable and something in there with the math. And I know there's a lot of speculation with pDAI and all that as well, which I don't see any longer. But I think there was a time when
We have bank type things already, right? Like we have stable coins, we have lending protocols, like, like there's enough no middleman bank like options already, and there will be more. Um, but like they need to be better than traditional finance, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a DeFi season coming in crypto in general, right? Like we had an extended meme season because everything was so crappy. And I think that led to an extended meme season. But I think when like the traditional money, right, starts flowing into crypto, I think a lot of it's going to flow into DeFi stuff. Like we'll see the Aves of the world do very, very well for whatever window it is.
Yeah.
Because the old money is not going to buy dog coins in the same way that the new money does.
Yeah. Data Dev, you're right. It will have a or multiple decentralized stable coins. I promise you. And I promise you, I will be one of the first people to talk about them. Just like I was
we have
talking about
decentralized
pDAI in
stablecoins.
2023 or 2024. When these other ones come out, and we have some as well already now, but I'm almost certain that the RH man has some plans for decentralized stable coins. I promise I will be the first one out the gate with them. Okay. But people are nuts if they think it's the one we're all talking about, or the one I even thought, a couple years back. A lot of things have changed with that, and it's a great narrative and it'll pump, but it's never gonna do that thing. There are extraordinarily sophisticated, intelligent, coordinated groups of people stroking the fuck out of you. All right, bro. Like, sorry to break it to you. And, it broke my heart too, man. It broke mine too. But
it doesn't mean there's not money to be made.
Yeah.
Right.
I still own it. It's going to pump. Great. But, yeah, we'll see.
And that exploit is gone. So I'm actually much more bullish on pDAI now than I was before. Now, obviously, I wasn't super bullish, but like, without an exploit, like, it's a stronger meme coin, right?
Yeah.
So with obviously a great narrative and a diehard cult following it. So,
Yeah.
pDAI 2000, let's go.
I am in stock plays. And at first I thought I was crazy, but after the last couple of years, I'm very grateful that I am, because I ended up doing very well in a lot of AI plays, and I'm really grateful that I stayed diversified. I'm really grateful to God I did, and because had I just been all in here, I think I would have. A lot of people were breaking down, and I didn't have to, because I was in the green constantly through other plays I had going, and yeah, so. Sometimes it's good to be all in. Sometimes, being diversified, you can stay sane, and it's good. There's nothing wrong with it, right? I don't judge my stocks. I'm not attached to them. I'm more passionate about PulseChain. It's definitely a passion, because I believe in what Richard Hart's up to. If he's up to what I think he's up to, and and I still believe that we will have a decentralized stable coin over here, and that's going to be really exciting when that happens, right? So it's definitely like a big passion to be here, but I'm glad I stayed cold and icy with other things and just played the field, because it kept my sanity and kept my wallet in the green. Peeps need. We're in a bull market. What are you guys talking about? Many people were very surprised to see what happens. Oh my God. You didn't say it's not going to pay. You didn't want to be clipped. You didn't say it's not. Hey, Wolf, you don't want to be clipped. It's not going to.
He means clip like the YouTube clip of what you say on YouTube. So, clip away, folks. Do whatever you like.
I don't know. I think everything. I mean, things get clipped all the time, right? Oh, if I say it is going to, I don't know, whatever, man. Charge will go. Somebody said that if RH launches stablecoin, that's going to be a shakeout event for pDAI. Well, yeah, man.
Probably.
Yeah. You know, I think he's got a plan for sure, and it's gonna be pretty cool when it happens, right? But most likely there'll be. I don't know. I don't want to get too into the weeds on this one, to be totally honest.
We've hit this stuff pretty hard in the past.
We've hit it in the past. I've definitely shifted my take. I still have a position there, just like I have a position in AI coins on the stock market. I don't care about. They're gonna go green. I'm gonna trade them, right? I'm in Meta. I don't like Zuckerberg, but it's literally doubling on me nonstop, right? It's been going up. So in that same way, like I just knew that PulseChain, needs this thing. I think RH has a plan for sure, and there'll be some surprises that are gonna come. You guys, you should come to the Telegram if you want more details. I don't know if I want to say. Yeah. Look, man.
It looks like he's just shilling his own thing down there. I'm not sure if I want to engage.
Who's shilling what?
The crypto cunts there. He's talking about printers and stuff like that. I think he's talking about new stuff maybe that's not already created or is brand new. Well, maybe I was buying on the chat, perhaps.
Chill Gates. Green candles, baby. Bro, look, when we say he's going to have a stablecoin, I don't mean he's going to come out and say this is the RH stablecoin. I don't mean that at all. But I think he has a plan for it, and he's the best cover for it is having this one that. Obviously, I think you guys have your set on your thing, but when I think of market manipulation and dynamics and the kind of level of people that I talk to, it's beyond the kind of conversations you guys are used to having, and I just don't want to, you have to understand the level when RH talks about my favorite level movies, the game. When I talk to, let's say, my buddy who's he's in part of a company. You would know this company, right? It's one of the biggest market makers in crypto. And I talk to him like he is a chess player, a sophisticated chess player. And I'm over my head when I talk to him. Like he's over my head. The level that these guys are playing at is beyond the whole, like the way you guys, the kind of conversations you guys have. Like it's on another level, man. It's really on another level. And I can, things are going to pump, but understand that the way things have to be deployed have to be done in a very sophisticated kind of way. And they're not going to be, they're not going to be done in these kind of ways that seem like you guys are figuring it out kind of thing, if that makes sense. And man, it's hard for me to even explain this. It's like trying to explain to you guys like the fifth dimension, and you guys are talking about, a piece of paper right now.
We just need to watch the game.
Let's watch the game.
That says it all. That's a rad movie, and it's like you don't like I remember watching it the first time, probably like when it actually came out. and it's like you don't know what's going to happen. Is the bottom line, right? It's
Yes.
like it's a
Yes.
surprise right up
Yes.
to the last
Yes.
minute, and the
Yeah.
main character played
Yeah.
by Michael Douglas, like that guy is lost,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes the thing you think is going to happen happens in a certain way, but for all the wrong reasons that go against what you thought. And I'm not going to expand on that too much because I feel like I have my own take on what's going to happen, things I'm not sharing. I think that's probably clear to you guys, like things I also know too. And if you understand what I just meant, maybe that'll make sense to you. But let's set up that movie night. Let's watch the game so you guys understand how many, this shit is deep and there's layers, man. And you know, what is going to happen will probably be not even something you could think of right now. Okay? And a lot of people...
And Richard's not going to do what you think he's going to do either, right? Like not like maybe some of it, but it's not going to be exactly what you expected.
Yep.
And of course, some of that's happening already. Like nobody expected him to send out LCD tablets by the millions. But I think that's what's going to happen. I want to show you one tweet here, Wolf, because I think you're going to get this right away. I don't think very many people did.
Like UFO to go. Like there's certain things you guys know that are going to come together, but not in the way you think they're going to come together, bro. Like the Hyperloop theory has substance. Yes, there may be a Hyperloop, but not with the token that you think you know it's going to be with. Okay? Or a token might go up, but not for the reasons you think it's going to go up. You guys have pieces of things. But to put it together requires a level of understanding and 5D thinking that most of you guys, it's just, you either A, haven't put the bong down long enough, or you just aren't used to, you're just not at those chess tables. You haven't played enough of those rounds to understand, who's gaming you. And, you guys think you're getting an edge on the system, and you're not. You're not. But you're right. There could be a Hyperloop, but maybe there is, but it's just not in the way or with the tokens that you think it's going to be with. Like I can't even tell you for sure some of these things, right? Like I just know that I know when something, I know when certain moves are going to certain people are going to be offsides and fall down. Just to be taken. Don't let spoil the shit. That's a great movie. So Ink Maxi says, so Katie is part of RH's team right now. That's probably a question you can take because I have no idea. I don't even really know who Katie is, but it was some dev who did something.
Or who's part of RH's team?
They're saying, is Katie part of the RH's team? Is that something?
No.
But they got money to
this is not
shut
true.
down Maker or something like that.
Yeah, no. She look at the whole set of events there, right? Like she did shut down Maker. And I'm attributing this to one person. There's probably a team of devs working on that. So and it wasn't simple, but it was it worked the way the protocol was supposed to work. But they got control of Maker, minted a bunch of coins, destroyed the chart. Could still destroy the Maker chart, to my understanding, though. Don't take that as a fact. And destroyed the pDAI chart, and then and then claimed it was for the benefit of the community. Now, certainly, overall benefit of the PulseChain community, perhaps true, but they didn't have to dump the chart. That was an option. So that person does not work for RH. There's zero evidence backing that up, in my opinion. And nor do I think Maria has ever worked with RH.
Interesting. I think it's quite a sophisticated game that's going on, without a doubt. Very sophisticated. And if your pDAI thing worked out, it would completely point to this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is another reason I know for a fact it can't work, because it puts him in danger.
Yeah, and he's kind of come out and spoken against it, and what I see is definitive, but not everybody sees it that way. I respect that.
Soban Ismaili, ETH buy or sell. So I said earlier in the video, I think we come down into the range of, what did I draw? Did I draw something here? I think we're going to come down to 4,000 or 3,900-ish. Okay. Oh, you can't see that. But it's generally a buy because I think we're going up, as I explained earlier in the video. And I did a breakdown of this, why this zone has been interesting to me since over a month ago, since we got in here, and I was explaining that this is going to be a crazy area. And I think we're going to come back into it. So I think we're going to hit 4,100, 4,000, or 3,900. Maybe not for long, but enough time for people to think, oh, are we going to break down again? And then we're going to rip up. That's what I would think is going to happen. That being said, yeah, that would make a lot of sense to me. If at least we got down to 4,100-ish and 4,000. But either way, I mean, is it a buy? Yeah, I mean, I would think that it is a buy right now, but you should be aware that I think we're going to go slightly lower. It depends where you're comfortable, how much of a drawdown, you're comfortable sitting in. But certainly could hang out and just chop sideways down there for the rest, for a little bit of September. Maybe BTC takes the thunder again, right? Which I was explaining, maybe BTC has another push up here and it crushes. And then you're going to be sitting with that ETH holding wondering, what do I do? But it's your call.
And we want like a 200 grand BTC, right? Like wouldn't be a bad thing. We just want the ratio to Ethereum to get better in favor of Ethereum, right?
Wait, say it again, fast.
Like we still want Bitcoin to go up. Like a 200K Bitcoin, 300K Bitcoin would still be a good thing. We just want the ratio to Ethereum to change in favor of Ethereum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. We need Bitcoin to get above 114. It's 115 now. We really have to get above there as soon as possible. And then I'm going to watch what it does. Yeah. The longer we're under 114, 115, the more chances shit's just going to go wrong. We need to get above 114, 115. And pretty simple. You can clearly see the reason why.
Yep.
Ink Maxi, I don't understand what you're saying. If the eco doesn't take off, will you lose confidence, Wolf? Oh, will I lose confidence? In this time frame? No. Because I just look at the chart, and that just means there's more sideways or whatever. Like, I'm not... to me, there's nothing broken in these charts. Something broken would be RH or actually the code or something like that. Like something's, off. But the chart looks fine. And, if you're uncertain, you guys can, or we can do an episode, which we've done before. We're getting late now. I really want to open up a ton more charts, but we'll open up early projects. We'll look at SHIB. We'll look at XRP. I know all these charts like the back of my hand. So I know what these charts do and what they look like before they go vertical. So that's why I'm not worried. I held Matic in 2020 for like a year, and people were like, you're going to lose all your money. And I had to watch other projects taking off. And then one day I woke up and I had like over 6 figures in my account. And I was like, what happened?
Nice.
And literally in a week or 2 weeks, Matic went from just, I was losing money to straight vertical. And so we can go back one day and we'll look at these charts. And I've sat through this before. I've been there before. I remember holding ADA at 9 cents. And then next thing I know, we're vertical, right? Like, I've traded all these before. And I think PulseChain is going to do all those numbers, if not more. And if it doesn't, then it's not product market fit. But I think it is, so that's why I'm here, right? Like, I've had experience holding these tokens. I remember holding Matic, and I remember telling people, hey, man, I think Ethereum's going to get expensive, and I think Matic is going to go up enormously in value. I did over 100x on Matic. And people were like, nah. And then, of course, what happened? Bull run started. Matic didn't go anywhere. Ethereum got expensive. And then one day I woke up and Matic was through the roof because layer 2s became the rage, right? So, if my thesis is wrong, then PulseChain's not going to move. My thesis, right? On decentralization and privacy of, being an alternative over here. us getting a state having stable coins that are decentralized, that are trust, really solid and collateralized and trustworthy and what have you, right? Which is I am anticipating those to arrive, if not something we already have, taking that thing, because those are important. They really are important. I still think
We
people
will have new stable coins, whether RH launches them or not. Like other teams will launch stable coins on PulseChain with the same kind of over collateralized formats. It's going to happen.
They have to be trusted, man. Who's going to trust these new teams, bro? It's got to have
No, it doesn't have to be new teams, right?
Okay.
Like I know about these things happening. So like it's going to happen. You're going to see them. It's going to be people that most people trust who do it. Because if like a new team you've never heard of, unless it's an old team from Ethereum or somewhere else that comes over, that'd be fine too, right? But if somebody you'd never heard of is like, hey, I have a stable coin, like you got to look really close. But that being said, the code is the code, right? So if and the code is everything on a stablecoin. Like you can't have exploits, you can't have, admin keys that wreck it. So it's it certainly will happen. Will RH do it? He could. And even if he does one that's not better than ones that currently exist, would it do fine? Yeah, it would. Because it's him. So will he do that one day? Maybe. Though there's there's a lot of he'd have a lot of legal pressure if he did it himself. So I would wonder if he would do it incognito or something like that.
It would be something clandestine or incognito or something. It can't be.
Could be.
It has to look like something extremely external without any connection to him whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a coin that's already on the chain that becomes RH's stable coin. It would be a new thing with new code. But for the record, though, we are flush with decentralized stablecoins already. Every RH asset has a stablecoin that uses it for backing as collateral on the chain right now, based on liquidity forks, which is solid immutable code.
I don't understand this guy's comment. UFO to go.
Well, he's saying we're a billion, we have $1 billion TVL, including if you include the SAC funds, I think, right? Which will be worth $1 billion at one point, when ETH goes to $6,000 by themselves.
No, the treading.
I think that's what
his treading water message.
Oh, the treading water. Yeah, I didn't get that one either.
Okay, I don't understand what he's saying. No idea what he's saying. Yeah, UFO to go. We don't understand what you're saying, bro. Oh, what about having reasons not to leave their ecosystem and traditional stables and having to protect wealth? They got to have use cases, Wolf. Yes. What about? Yeah, we'll have all that, bro. We're going to have all that.
As far as blacklist functions, none of the stable coins on the chain that are liquidity forks have blacklist functions. It's not a thing, right? So, and even the ones that aren't, that do have blacklist functions on Ethereum, right? So, which would be USDC and USDT. On PulseChain, they don't have blacklist functions because I mean the ones bridged from Ethereum, not the copies, right? They don't have blacklist functions. The copies technically do have blacklist functions, and the teams on Ethereum could come over and blacklist on them if they wanted to. They probably won't. But
what about
bridged
PMaker?
USDC has no blacklist function on PulseChain.
Is PMaker safe? Does RH have control of PMaker? Is that true or is that bullshit?
No, he doesn't have control of it. He never did. He just the code just got copied, right?
So why do I feel like I don't trust the PMaker version over here on PulseChain?
Like MakerDAO on PulseChain?
Yeah. Is it because I'm just not?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Or
well, because when the pDAI exploit or whatever we want to call it happened, or when the exploit was shut off, right? When Katie and her team shut down pDAI so that it had no more functional code, right? And could not be exploited anymore. When they did that, they also they did it by minting a huge quantity of Maker, more than was liquid on the chain or existed on the chain previously, via the contracts. So there's this huge amount of Maker out there. What they did with that, I don't know. So that would be my main concern for Maker. And then they also minted themselves a ton of pDAI that they used to dump the chart. And I think they burned some and did some other stuff to keep the narrative going. But but there's potentially whales with more P maker than ever existed before. But I don't know what they did with that maker after they minted it. I just know more came into existence than was available on the chain in that day and went to like one wallet. So what that wallet did with it will tell the tale. But also, P maker now serves zero purpose. So like in theory, it originally had a purpose as it controlled this DAI token, this copy DAI, or had part of its functionality. But now that's shut down and cannot be restarted, right? By the PMaker contract or anything else. So now PMaker is just another meme coin copy, which is fine, right? Except for it may have a questionable whale involved or whales. That would be why I would be concerned.
I think it's very questionable. Yeah, we're opening up a can of worms for sure with that. UFO to go, the 115 on the Bitcoin chart is important because for me it's a trend line, and it's kind of similar to ETH in the sense that because you've been rejected at it multiple times before and from the previous cycle, I don't see this just chopping sideways here very long. If we're not going to get above that, we have to retest much lower target. We have to much lower support levels for Bitcoin, okay? So if we cannot get above 115 pretty soon here, we have to come back down to 95K or 88K or 74K or whatever the fuck it is. And that's a problem, okay? Because that's a lot of weakness right there that I don't think we can stomach with jobs and housing and blah, 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 blah. So we need to stay strong with risk assets, right? So we need to get above 115. It's kind of like if you come here to the ETH chart and you see every time it tries this trend line, when it gets rejected, it doesn't just kind of like hang out and go sideways. It always falls apart, always falls apart, always falls apart. Because these are important lines, right? Like we're above it now. We're like now testing the all-time high. We're above this range. That's why I said we might come right below it just to screw with people. That's why I said this range. But generally we're above and we're holding above, the 4,000 limit, the range, right? So we might get a little bit below it just to get that last scare before we take off. That's why I was saying that. And then the next, obviously we need to get above 48K. So, but you can't really dance underneath these lines because we've messed with them too long before. Too many people are going to be shaky at those levels. And same thing here. I don't think you can go sideways and have a full bull run or ETH or altcoin season while Bitcoin dancing underneath this 114, 15K. Like just tracking sideways right here. I don't know. I think we got to put in a low or move down to a low and then get ready to bounce, or we're going down much lower. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's an important level, I think. But what do I know, man? This is not financial advice. Just a guy here on YouTube. Once in a while I get something right. But that's my warning. Like, when the ETH fell apart, I didn't know for sure. I was like, I think this is an important line. I don't think we can break it right now. I think there's a video.
It's all just luck, Wolf. You're just really lucky. And that's why your charts match up with what you drew months ago, is because, you were born under, like a full moon or something.
I get
and you're
really
super lucky.
lucky sometimes, man. I've been getting really lucky lately.
Very consistently, too. So, that's great luck to have.
But I think there's more bull run. I think we're going up. I think there'll be a surprise. Somebody will announce something. Trump will just say something. I know shit looks bad right now. He'll just tweet something and they'll say something and boom, everything's just going to...
Trump has huge crypto bags now. Like they just, rugged their world finance coin or whatever, and they have giant bags of crypto.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he wants it to go up.
Yeah, I think there's just more up. I think there just is more up right now. I don't know if it's for a month or 4 months, but we're going up. I really do think we're going up, man. Good-looking men get all the girls. That's not true, bro. Rich men get all the girls.
Funny guys do okay, too.
Funny guys are okay. But funny doesn't get you access to where the hot women are. Unless you have a rich friend. You need money. You need money, period, full stop, especially today, to get access in the world where they're at. Or you're on Tinder trying to be funny, and you're only going to get so far. Thanks, Hank Massey. Appreciate it. What about
I'm glad I missed all of that. Like, Tinder was never a thing when I was, a young man at the ages where it would have been, which is great because it just would have been terrible, right? Like if I did Tinder like I did Twitter, it would be a mess,
It's dating's changed. It's like it's really different, man. It's really different. Tinder is.
I could probably run some bots, like there's probably things you could do. You could automate that shit. Get some AI in there.
Can't automate it, bro.
Really run the numbers.
Oh man.
Not dating advice.
Huh? Not what?
Not dating advice.
Not dating advice. We'll do a show with dating advice.
Good.
It's in our. Well, you can bring the boomers. Well, they're not going to get on Tinder anyway. What's the point there? These young guys want to learn. It's already existing code. Technically, did nothing.
Go to a bar, boys. Buy a girl a drink.
There's no girl. There's no girls in bars anymore, bro. It's changed. They're all on Tinder. They're all digital doing it. Girls are conservers of energy. Men are outputters of energy. They're the flowers, the attracting force. We're like the bees. So with the advent of online dating, you can go anywhere. I've talked to these expats. They're out like want to be drinking. I'm like, why are you even at the bar, man? They'll be like, yeah, I don't know where the girls are. I'm like, no shit. Because they only went, now that there's Tinder, they're just on Tinder because it's a conservation of energy. That's the game she plays. You can go to bar to bar to bar. With girls, now that there's an option, they're just going to be there and swipe on the dudes they like. That's it, bro. And it's true. Like, I remember Prague in 2021 or 2020, and I remember now, and the hot girls ain't in the bars anymore. They just ain't. They're not there. And because they're all on the online dating. So things have changed dramatically.
Yeah, glad I missed that.
Yeah, it's different, dude. Back in the day, you would have had your shot. You could have shot your shot, right? You can't now. Now you got to get through the threshold of your profile, and if she even swiped on you, and you got in the thing. That's why the dating market's collapsing, and then all the girls are dating the same few guys.
The old Tinder was eye contact, right? Like you go to a bar, you make eye contact.
It's over. Yeah.
And you a conversation starts, right? At some point you're buying drinks, and that often worked out well.
Yeah. You can meet
that was the game, right?
Yeah. You can meet older women in bars. Like there are older women, 30, 35 and up. Yeah, because they were raised on a different culture, right? So
okay. Well, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah. but the new girls, they're all dating the same guys, and it's very different now. Very, very different. Yeah. And it's scary and sad in a lot of ways for guys. Let's say if you didn't get money yet, or you just weren't born tall or whatever, it's tough. Because back in the day, you could just be in a bar and act goofy and make some eye contact and go over and talk to her. Like, you can't do that anymore. She ain't there. Actually, you can go out in the daytime, like coffee shops, try that, and meet girls and stuff.
I don't know what I would tell young men necessarily. I think to join things, be a joiner, right? Go to oh, there we go. Join a jiu-jitsu club, join a volleyball team, right? Meet people in person, right?
Yeah,
that can't be all bad.
Yeah, it's really good for sure. But
go to church maybe.
Yeah. You just have to be clever. Obviously, if you're online, you got to figure out how to showcase wealth, or whatever it is that you can showcase, right?
Yeah. Wear deodorant
to get her attention. No, I mean on the online, right?
Online. Oh, right. Yeah. Totally different game.
Or supermarket, Target, Arts 5. I've pulled one of my hottest girlfriends I ever dated. I met her in the grocery store. She was with her mom, and she was Cuban and German, and one of the most beautiful girls I've ever dated. And I walked up to her mom and I said, "Can I talk to your daughter?" And I was with my buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, and
it's super smooth.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And she actually reached out to one of the girls I was dating not too long ago, because she was a big TikToker, Instagram girl. And she's like, "Hey, is that so-and-so you're with?" And this is she's now married. She has one kid, and she's reaching out to this girl who's apparently had put a picture of mine in a story. And because she's well known, I guess other girls follow her. And she's like, "Hey, is that blah, blah, blah?" And then she messaged me. She's like, "Do you know this girl, blah, blah, blah?" And I looked her up and I went, "No, I took her virginity." And she was like, "You did?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We dated a long time ago." I was like, "How do you know her?" And then she's like, "She follows me." And I was like, "What?" That was crazy, man. That was crazy. And I looked her up, and I'm like, "Oh my God," she's like happily married somewhere, and like she still either think like recognized me as an old man, you know, with this other girl, and was like messaged her. That was pretty surreal.
For sure, your ex-girlfriend still stalk you to this day. I'm positive.
I mean, you got a few supermarket, Target. Yeah, that was I think we were in Publix. I'll never forget that. It was in the South. Yeah, meeting in real life is definitely key. You know, that's a big one. But girls are walking around like looking down now on phones and shit. They're not even looking up. Like it's even hard to make eye contact, to be honest. Like, you know, and they're like all startled because like in their phone, they're like, "Oh, hey, hi." But you want to live somewhere where people are walking around. Like that's a good thing for you guys, you know, live in a place where, you know, either Miami or, you know, in Europe or where, you know, people are walking. Or there's a lot of parts of America where it's just all like car to drive through to, you know, it's tough. Looking away to tokenize. Last chance, visit Katie's bar. Peeps. I got enough, bro. I got enough to have a good lifestyle. But coffee shops and bookstores near universities. Yeah. My office is right next to a university, actually. I didn't know there it was, actually, but it's literally like two blocks from here.
Yeah, not bad.
I hooked up at my front door. I literally walked out and bumped into a girl, and we were making out 2 hours later. This is literally ridiculous. So you want to be somewhere where there's traffic. Like I literally ran into her. I opened my door and she walked into me. Like you know, next thing you know, like a few drinks later.
You could strategize that. Get some get some exterior cameras and be like, well, you just hide it behind the door, waiting for hot girls to start walking up and jump out. Oh, so sorry.
I was just coming out for a smoke. I didn't see you. Knock her over. All right.
Yeah, I'm still glad I'm not playing this game.
Okay.
Sounds like there's games to be played.
Intramural sports co-ed leagues for the win. Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Really. Guys, just make a good profile. Instagram or Tinder. Just like, you're all like, go into...
You're on a jiu-jitsu team, man. You don't just fight the boys when you're training.
Co-ed
jiu-jitsu. You roll with the girls, too.
Co-ed jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's always co-ed. Always.
Oh, man. Speaking of jiu-jitsu...
Tough-ass chicks.
I dated a girl for a second. She was in martial arts. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was...
It's a good thing in girls, I think. You know, it's a level of confidence that most girls don't have if they've done, especially if they put in some time, right?
Yeah. She was a wildling. She was like red hair. She reminded me of that girl in Game of Thrones. And she like was really, you know, she totally a tomboy when she was little kind of thing, but beautiful. Like, yeah.
Does it sound terrible?
No, it's cool. Yeah, I was a jerk. She was, I don't know, she was my...
We all were.
Yeah, I don't know if she was my...
We're all, you're young and you're stupid, right? Like, you're never not stupid when you're 21 compared to when you're 25 compared to when you're 30. Like every 5 years I think back and I'm like, wow, I was so stupid 5 years ago, back when I was 45. It just changes as you get less testosterone. I'm pretty sure is the other metric.
Girls are they're mature, they know what they want when they're young, and then we know what we want when we're older, and we're just more cool and chill, and it's different. I'm just better. We're better when we're older. We just are. We're cool, like we're cooler, and that's better. I was very hot-headed when I was young and crazy. Start fights at every bar I went to, kind of thing. Like it's not healthy stuff.
Oh yeah, it's recreational activity.
Oh yeah,
You weren't staring at girls. You're staring down guys.
Yeah,
right?
if I didn't get
It
punched.
was never my fault. Like it was always, always just happened to me. But like there seemed to be a lot of coincidence, right? So
If I didn't
maybe it was my fault.
if I didn't wake up Sunday with like a broken nose and a black eye, I didn't have a good weekend.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's not my fault. All the best girls are taken, and their boyfriends get pissed off, right? Like like that's just chance.
Cough shit. That's
I don't think it was chance in retrospect.
Joy Division singer Ian whatever. What's these guys talking about? Yo, thanks again for the super chats, Frank White and Ricky Rise. We're looking good. Let's see what happens this weekend. I'm going to be streaming more, and I've been making more time to do this more. So, and especially if we're going to enter a very bullish time, it's important. So I think I won't stream tomorrow or Saturday or tonight. For me, it's pretty later. But I think maybe Sunday we'll try to get ahead of this and figure out what's going on, man. Yeah. But in the meantime, do me a favor and like the video. Definitely, it helps the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel. Come to @SaintWolfVision. And Fast Abdul is at Pulse Jiu-Jitsu. No, you're at Fast Abdul on X.
Fast Abdul on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. It's Fast Abdul. And yeah, man. Come to the Telegram if you want. Like, if you guys have constant questions, and because I'm in there all the time answering questions and chatting away, even when I'm not streaming. So it's a good place if you want to get more alpha. And but let's do this game thing because I want to see it again. It's been a long time since I've seen it. We can set it up through the Telegram, or somebody mentioned Twitch. And then we can also possibly do YouTube through like an email thing where everyone just gets the invite in the Telegram and then they can just go right to the link. So let's figure out who knows the best way, but that also is like, if Telegram's the way, that's the way, right? We could just put it on Twitter. Like, hey,
I think it is. Everybody should just join the Telegram room right now. If you're not already in there, join the Telegram room.
Okay.
Join us for movie night.
Yeah, let's do a movie night. Maybe we'll just do Telegram. It shouldn't be a problem. And I'll get the movie and we'll throw it on. We'll watch it. We'll have some beers and we'll talk about it. And,
Yeah. Well, to pick a time. I realize you're in Europe, but I think the majority of the audience is not in Europe.
Yeah. It'll be like, we'll pick a late time though, like, 10, 11 p.m. my time. So maybe it'll be like 5 o'clock, that Eastern Standard. That may be too early still, or if we should do it in a way where people can watch the review, right? So on Telegram, that's the problem. It has to be live, right? Twitch has to be live too.
Yeah, but you could put it on repeat probably, right? Like you could play it 3 times in a row.
Really?
Doesn't mean you have to physically be sitting there yourself every time, right?
So I'm going to try to do the YouTube. That way we can record it and it's only private, so it can't get a copyright. And then that way anybody can watch it.
We can look. ChatGPT will have the answer to that.
I'll ask ChatGPT.
Right,
yeah, but I want people that we can go back and watch it. We can watch it the next day or whatever, right? And then the chat's in there and say.
But you have to have the link to watch it, and we can post the link in the Telegram.
Yeah, the
room,
link can be in the
fine.
Telegram or right on Twitter too, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Hopefully, RH turns up soon.
But it can still be live in the moment, so we can have like a chat running, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because then we can have some interaction. People talking about like, oh, this, this is what Richard's talking about. This is the game.
Mm-hmm. It's a long movie.
That kind of thing.
We could do it 2 nights in a row.
Not compared to how movies are now. There's tons of like 6-hour movies now. Like it's
6-hour movies. What are you watching, bro?
Well, like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. The crazy.
That was in the 90s? Wasn't that made in the 90s?
Well, okay, maybe I'm not up to date.
I love Lord of the Rings, though, man. Great movie. Great movies. Great movies.
They did a fantastic job. Best book to movie, that I've ever seen done. They didn't get absolutely everything out of the book, but it was like as good as it gets, right? They only left out a couple little funny things that, maybe wouldn't have been so good in a movie anyway.
100%. Let's watch Forrest Gump. All right, chat's going downhill fast. You guys are absolutely amazing, though. No, seriously, you are. I think we covered a lot of good ground. It was good to hang out, too, because it was Friday night. I was like, well, I'm not going out now anyway, so Nice hanging out with you guys, and hope we made some sense of all these charts too. I think we're coming into buy zones, man. J.R. Tolkien. Yeah, fast. You want to have anything you want to wrap us up with?
And nothing for sure yet, but yeah, there's going to be some new stuff I'm going to be talking about right away. So stay tuned. Perhaps on Monday could be some announcements of various things, and yeah, we can talk about that another day. But bottom line, people, is the next 3 to 6 months are going to be huge for PulseChain, in my opinion. Don't FUD yourself out now. You're going to regret it. Not financial advice.
Yeah, 100%. Agree with that. Yeah, stay in the loop, man. Keep your friends connected too, right? Like, they're going to appreciate you if you keep them in the loop. The gains can be made very fast if we take off. They're going to happen very fast. We appreciate you guys too. Thanks, William. It's great to see you, brother. Great to see you, buddy. Fast, awesome seeing you, man. Chat, you guys are awesome.
You too, man.
Yeah. We'll see you guys hopefully Sunday or early next week for sure. All right. Night, everybody. Woo-hoo.